pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like.
So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, put on your seatbelts because we are waiting for the 5 red lights to go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's go, go, go. And Hockenheim ring, and we are now going in numbers. Going for that is a nice move right there. Going into first place. That is none other than Zainul Hazim. Going over Ruben Wong, going into the first turn. But we have a torpedo. We have a demolition derby. We have a murder at Germany Hockenheim. We have bodies lying around. The claw is in carnage. I believe a yellow flag and oversteer out of nowhere. We have cars turning in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, what has happened in the first turn? Yellow flag. We need to have a safety car. So jadi kita akan mulakan perlombaan dengan secepat yang mungkin dan kita mula untuk racing. Waiting for the 5 red lights to be gone, and it is gone in dusted. Calvin De Sing able to get a good jump start against a Ruben Wong. He does take second place. Somebody just oversteer, goes wide in the first turn. That is Tengku Izan from Sun Speed Tactical Racing. Now currently in 8th position. We see a very strong performance by the two. Oh, what is going on? Just started. No, my goodness, we just started a race start after the safety car went in. Calvin De Sing diasah oleh Mika Hakimi. Mika Hakimi daripada outside try to turn the switcheroo. Bolehkah Mika Hakimi berjaya? Tetapi going for another switcheroo. Calvin De Sing on the offensive, going wide this time around. He's still behind daripada belakang, mengikori rapat daripada kiri kenderaan. Mika Hakimi begitu tenang. Tengok side mirror di manakah going into the blind corner. He cannot go through. Luck and white flag. The white flag is up. The last lap is gone. It's going in favor. Who will take the lead? It's going to be Ruben Wong ketika kini yang ditinggalnya Zainul Hazim. Faizal, I think is this going to be the moment di mana Zainul mendapat dia punya first podium.
Betul, bukan saja first podium tapi di middle of the podium, tempat pertama, tetapi beliau harus terus konsisten untuk menamatkan perlombaan yang sekarang ni berada di selekor ke-5 menuju ke selekor ke-6, sambil di belakang beliau Mika Hakimi dan juga Ruben Wong masih lagi fight each other, masih lagi tidak mengaku kalah, masih lagi untuk mendapatkan poin terbaik. Sambil dia hujan. Calvin De Sing datang balik. Macam kita saksikan tadi, beliau mengikuti rapat dan sekarang Calvin De Sing berada di hadapan hujan.
Daripada Hyperbulls, Zack HR Hyperbulls sudah pun dapat menghidu, sudah pun dapat berasa bermimpi memperlihatkan checkered flag yang akan hadir di depan mata beliau, tetapi Panther tempat kedua dan ketiga, tetapi itu semua tidak penting. The checkered flag going to fall for Zainul Hazim. Zack HR Hyperbulls takes the checkered flag, and there you go. Second place is I know it's going to the end, but it just had to go into each other. But what a race. Calvin De Sing, I mean, he just not having a good day of his life today. Bobby Farid takes the checkered flag at number 11, while Nevsky Chin takes home number 14. That is an absolute stunner of a race here at Hockenheim.
TCR dalam iRacing ni memang best lah. Memang dia punya realistik tu memang seakan-akan racing nombor betul lah.
okey, satu pengalaman yang berbeza. Kereta yang torque steer dia kuat, walaupun dalam real race pun chill race front wheel drive, tapi TCR ni memberikan satu pengalaman yang barulah.
Hello, hai, Assalamualaikum, selamat datang, salam Ramadan. Berjumpa kita kembali di XOX Unity League iRacing Season keempat atau musim keempat. Kita jumpa lagi hari ini di pusingan yang ketiga. Anda masih bersama saya lagi selaku host anda, Faizal Alang, dan hari ini saya ada rakan pengulas baru. Hari ini habis berehat seketika dan rakan pengulas baru ni dia sebelah saya, Victor Ang.
Hi everyone, it's going to be my first time here and I'm really excited to see all the racing action is going to be coming on this season here at XOX.
Betul, Victor bukan calon-calon orang. Mungkin anda biasa dengar tonton e-racing Malaysia, biasa dengar suara dia, dan inilah rupa dia sebenarnya.
In the flesh.
Ya, so Victor, selepas 2 round ataupun 2 pusingan, macam-macam insiden, macam-macam drama dan juga macam-macam aksi yang menarik disajikan oleh pelumba-pelumba kita. So hari ni line up yang ada pun yang sama, ada 33 orang.
Yeah, the 33 is a really stacked field here. I see lots of legendary names in this list here and a lot of new names as well. I mean, it's a really good field of competitors we have here actually.
You look excited.
Oh, I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. We're about to go racing in a few moments, right?
That's good. So hari ni kita akan bersara di England, tak silap saya, di Donington Park. Satu lita yang sangat legend, sangat lama, yang dibuka pada tahun 1931. Wow, saya pun tak ada lagi tu.
I don't think I was there either.
Kalau sebelum ni kita masih di Europe, hari ni pun masih lagi di Europe. So lita ni memang dapat saksikan MotoGP, and then siapa yang meminati BTCC, inilah lita dia. Yang dulu saya membesar dengan BTCC, memang hari ni saya mengulas di lita Donington Park yang dia pernah di BTCC ada kan.
Penuh nostalgia lah.
Wow, sangat mengujakan. So sebelum itu saya ingin berterima kasih dan ucapkan ribuan jutaan terima kasih kepada main sponsor kita, iaitu XOX Radio One XOX, official partner kita Marble Racing, Kyocera Printing, dan juga dikuasakan oleh Trumpet Commands Production dan juga Pico. Tak lupa juga pada media partner kita, iaitu Pit Stop TV.
Yeah, so anyways, coming into this race here in Donington Park, I mean, again, I'm the new guy here, so I guess you're going to have to kind of catch me up a little bit. So who are the heaviest hitters right now in this season?
Okay, untuk season ini di kategori TCR, macam mungkin Victor pernah dengar nama ni, our legend, our drift king, iaitu Tengku Janli yang sedang mendahului championship sekarang ni.
Oh, I mean, yeah, very legendary name there, and not surprised as well to see that he's up here. Like,
betul, dia sangat selesa sebenarnya. So selepas 2 round 2 pusingan, beliau berjaya mendapatkan tempat yang teratas, dan juga betul-betul challenging. Ni dia championship point kita, 84 point, iaitu Tengku Jan Lee diikuti oleh anak muda yang berjiwa agak orang kata agresif tapi still racing position, Mika Hakimi dengan 63 poin, Wan Lee Kui tempat ketiga dengan 54 poin, pemandu daripada Indonesia Renaldi Ido 44 poin, dan juga adik kepada Tengku Jan iaitu Tengku Izan dengan 41 mata.
Yeah, Zainul Hazim is going to be following up in 6th place with 37 points. Kelvinder Singh Sidhu with 32 points. Abdul Hakim with 26. And Ayman Haziq and Ruben Wong both tied, technically, even though Ayman is going to be on 9th here because he's a higher finishing position. They both have 25 points. And first thing I got to say off the bat, Jan Lei already has a huge lead right now in the championship. That's impressive.
Selepas dua pusingan beliau agak konsisten dengan podium finish, kedua-duanya podium finish, dan sekarang kita saksikan mata untuk team standing pula, iaitu diketuai oleh URT Techco Racing, iaitu tim yang dibawa oleh Tengku Jan 107 markah point, diikuti oleh Duzov Blue Racing Team 88, LK1 Racing 54 point, Zen Speed Techco Racing 45, Gayatri daripada Indonesia, Gayatri Sim Racing 43.
Yeah, Godzilla WRT also tied at 43 points, but they'll be 6th here. ZHR Hyperbulls at 37 points. Mean Machine BN 31 points. Sidewinder Racing in the 9th place with 27 points, and also at 27 points is URT Techco Green in 10th place there. So these are our top 10 teams right now as it stands after round 2.
Betul, walaupun kita nampak URT Techco Racing agak jauh di hadapan, tapi yang ke bawah, yang bawah tu semua masih lagi agak rapat, tapi apapun masih lagi semua masih berpeluang untuk menjuarai season keempat ini.
Yeah, and still plenty of opportunities. I mean, we still got like another 7 races after this. So six more races after this.
Totally 6. So kita ada 3 lagi.
So there's still plenty of opportunities for a lot of these guys to catch up. But I expect the midfield is going to be very, very close. I mean, we're seeing a lot of drivers as well as teams tied up in points. So you know those two will be very competitive against each other.
Jom kita saksikan pula jadual perlombaan kita. Ni dah kita serah pun habis 2 pusingan di sebelah kiri kita, itu Red Bull Racing, Red Bull Ring dan juga Hockenheim. Sekarang kita di Donington Park, dan round keempat pada seterusnya kita akan berada di United States. 1 liternya agak orang kata challenging juga, iaitu Grand Prix of Long Beach, dan diikuti oleh pusingan kelima kembali ke Asia, itu Suzuka dan juga Le Mans dari France.
Oh, the Le Mans one is going to be very interesting because that's literally the endurance race here. It's going to be 2.4-hour endurance, so maybe about 10% less compared. 10 times less compared to the real race, but it's going to be real racing right there.
Betul. Dan sambil itu kita dapat saksikan juga untuk Global Mazda MX-5 Cup, kita dah pun berlumba di Road America dan juga Interlagos. Pada esok hari kita akan berlumba di Watkins Glen iaitu di United States, dan kita juga masih di United States untuk round keempat Detroit Grand Prix. Lepas tu kita pergi ke Belgium Spa-Francorchamps, dan juga round terakhir Road Atlanta US.
Ooh, that's going to be a really interesting race to see. I mean, the final rounds for these are just looking very, very, very nice, and actually.
Betul, kita dapat saksikan barisan Lita pun dah menarik. Apatah lagi perlombaan nanti.
Tentu.
So, ni dia prize pool kita. Itu sebanyak RM30,000 ditawarkan kepada semua pemenang. Kita dapat saksikan posisi pertama untuk touring car kategoris. Fastest lap dapat RM1,000. Untuk Unity League sepanjang season, tempat pertama RM3,500, tempat kedua RM2,500, tempat ketiga RM1,500. Tim pun ada hadiah-hadiah, itu RM1,500 untuk tim champion. Kemudian kita ada SOI Unity League season endurance race 1, 2, 3 RM2,000, RM1,500, RM1,000. Tak lupa juga pada Best Driver Awards yang akan memenangi RM1,000, dan juga Team Award, Best Team Award RM800.
Yeah, I mean, this means that it's not just going to be about how well you race. It's also going to be about how you conduct yourself as a racer, how professional you are, and all these will earn towards the prize that you're going to be able to win.
Betul, dan orang kata tak melampau kalau saya katakan ini adalah perlombaan sim racing yang menawarkan hadiah terbanyak di Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean, there's no exaggeration. 30,000 for a prize pool, that's huge.
Free entrance.
Yeah, especially for that. Yeah, that's like free advertising,
Correct. Rugi guys kalau tak. So sekarang kita akan saksikan pula satu trailer khas untuk anda, iaitu docu series untuk season ketiga Unity League iRacing.
jadi seorang driver yang nak sampai level tu, sebenarnya dia kena pandai baca data logger ataupun telemetri.
Masa tu tengah fighting for leading position, then kena langgar dengan orang belakang, tak ada rezeki lah. So
dekat turn tu, sebab itu memang high risk punya turn lah, tambah pula dengan first lap kan.
There's gonna be panic on the track right now where Roy Charles is driving like mad, trying to defend, trying to close all avenue of play. Now we are at Yokohama Bridge. Roy Charles is trying to press the metal to the pedal. He wants to get away far and wide.
Of course lah, culture shock. Pasal saya datang daripada race room, masuk iRacing, macam dua dunia berbeza.
Nak kawal dia punya top curve dia tu, memang sampai dekat top dia tu je, memang ada sliding. Orang panggil apa yang top steer tu kan.
Kita menggunakan platform yang lebih serius, iaitu platform iRacing, dan obviously dia akan menarik minat orang yang lebih serius untuk berlumba di dalam platform yang lebih, atau orang lebih real lah.
The Wake of E-Racing. Title tu sendiri pun dah bawa nama yang besar. So docu-series khas yang dibawakan untuk anda daripada Commons Production, yang pertama di Asia.
This is really exciting to see because, you know, sim racing has mostly been a phenomenon that's only been known in Europe or America. But it's time, you know, that we show that, you know, here in Southeast Asia, we do have a very, very strong scene here for sim racing. Lots of strong talents as well.
Yes.
And I'm glad that finally we're having a documentary series that will really show off all these talents.
Betul, kita ketengahkan bakat-bakat yang ada, yang anda tengok ni di belakang tabir. So kita tunjukkan apa yang berlaku sepanjang musim ketiga yang lepas. Macam-macam drama, macam-macam aksi, macam saya katakan. Anda yang mana pernah tengok, anda tahu. Tetapi itu ada hadapan. Tapi di belakang tabir macam mana mereka mengawal, emosi mereka, macam mana mereka rasa feeling membawa kereta dalam e-racing. So guys, nantikan dalam masa terdekat ini kita akan war-warkan juga, ataupun kita akan announce bila apa ni docu-series tu akan ditayangkan. So guys, sebelum tu kita akan untuk khas untuk stream ataupun live streamers kita, live viewers kita sekarang ni yang ramai ada ni. Kita ada Faizal Nazri, Abed ada, steady Abed. Kita ada Irish, Hisham Ahmad juga ada sini, Azri Azni, dan Zul Khairi, dan ramai lagi. So guys, stay tune, share lagi live stream ini, dan anda mungkin bertuah untuk memenangi hadiah-hadiah yang menarik daripada sponsor kita, iaitu daripada Mabo Racing. Mudah saja, 3 step untuk memenangi. Follow Mabo Racing YouTube dan juga Facebook, like dan juga share. Masa share tu, sertakan hashtag seperti berikut: Mabo Racing, #Unity League, #1SOX Malaysia, #1SOX, #QSara, #Pico, #Pico Studio, dan juga #Pit Stop TV. Pada penghujung siaran hari ini, mungkin anda adalah pemenang dia. Adalah seperti mark eksklusif, lanyard dan juga t-shirt. Dan untuk grand prize akan ada 3 pemenang khas bertuah di sepanjang musim keempat ni. Watch and win grand prize dapat bersama-sama dengan racing team, iaitu Mabo Racing Team, satunya tim, salah satu tim profesional di Malaysia ni ada berpeluang untuk bersama-sama tim mereka menyaksikan ataupun berpeluang dalam tim tu. Macam mana nak manage team, macam mana nak berlumba, dan anda juga berpeluang untuk duduk dalam kereta racing car tu dan dipandu oleh driver profesional mereka. Ni dia hadiah-hadiahnya yang dipegang oleh Victor.
Yeah, very nice shirt. I can't decide actually which one's better, the taxi ride or the shirt. I think I'd like to have both.
Yeah, we got it. So, itu t-shirt, ini kita punya mark depan ni, dan ini dia lanyard eksklusif daripada Mabo Racing. Dan hadiah-hadiahnya akan dimenangi oleh anda penghujung siaran ni. Jangan ke mana-mana, teruskan share.
Yeah. So, in any case, Donington Park. This is going to be an interesting one because Donington Park traditionally has been used to host like BTCC back in the day, but it's also recently been well known for being part of the Superbike series, the World Superbike Challenge, and it's also known as like one of the really it's got a mix of like really fast corners, but it also has massive elevation changes, especially once you go from turn 1 onwards. It's all downhill until the old hairpin, and it goes all the way uphill. So lots of challenges, lots of exciting kind of obstacles, I think, for our drivers to tackle for this race.
Betul, macam yang Vita katakan, kita ada fast flowing corner, downhill corner, uphill, dan the hairpin, very tight hairpin, long straight. Dan sambil tu, sebelum kita ke track, kita saksikan dulu iklan daripada kita punya main sponsor kita, OneSOX. Kita ada macam-macam plan yang menarik ditawarkan oleh OneSOX. So jangan lupa guys, subscribe, dapatkan SIM card anda ataupun tukar line anda kepada SOX, akan dapat satu orang kata yang ditawarkan menarik oleh SOX kita. So Victor, Victor dah miss 2 round kan. Tapi saya pasti Victor dah tengok kita punya live streaming. So
I've been trying to catch up.
So kita dapat sekarang pun kita masih lagi berada dalam sesi latihan yang masih lagi sekarang ni kita dapat saksikan. Kalau kita offline, kita ada time live kita kat sini. Tengku Jan dan Tengku Izan masing-masing bersaing untuk top position. Adik-beradik lain macam sikit Victor.
I mean, brothers are usually the most they had the biggest rivalry between each other, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the two of them will be trading blows against each other during this race here. But given the times we're seeing in practice, it certainly seems like they both have some really good idea of how to tackle this track here, because they're both the fastest out of everyone so far in practice. So is that going to be a sign of things to come during qualifying?
Maybe. So Tengku Jan dan Tengku Izan mengingatkan diri saya dengan abang saya juga, Faizal Alang. Tapi kami jarang berlumba dalam satu kategori. So belum lagi. Tapi dalam satu race ada, tapi saya kategori yang lain. So kita terus ke Lita Donington Park.
Yeah, this is a really long circuit. It's 4.02 kilometers or 2.498 miles long. It's got 12 corners altogether. It's got elevation changes, but it's got many different types of sectors. First sector, of course, is going to be relatively fast. Second sector, a little bit more technical, but that's where it starts to go uphill. But the third sector, that's going to be the most critical one, because this is going to be the place where most of the drivers will find their overtaking opportunities, and also where drivers who aren't too careful may make the most mistakes. So that's going to be a place to watch out for. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump onto the track right now together for our XOX Unity League Touring Car Championship here. It's going to be at Donington Park, so let's go racing.
Ya, itulah apa yang kita dapat saksikan. Seperti mana Victor yang katakan sebentar tadi, Lita ni terbahagi pada 3 sektor yang menarik. Setiap sektor ada kelebihan, ada kekurangan masing-masing. Dan sektor yang terakhir adalah satu sektor yang di mana ramai akan membuat satu potongan ataupun outbreaking untuk mendapatkan position dalam perlombaan. So sekarang kita masih lagi dalam sesi memanas badan ataupun sesi latihan, dan kita dapat saksikan sekarang Muhammad Syukran yang memandu kereta SOX Unity Livery yang nombor 86 sebentar tadi, sampai diikuti belakang nombor 10 ialah Tengku Izan. Walaupun dah ada nombor 2, masih lagi cuba mendapatkan masa yang terbaik atau memperbarui masa beliau untuk mungkin persediaan untuk perlombaan nanti.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the last 5 minutes of practice already. So drivers have definitely been taking all this time here to push the limits of the machine, trying to get a feel for where they can push harder or maybe where they have to hold off a little bit. But also, most importantly, is for them to as well get the setups done right, because they want to make sure this car is set up just nice, for your own driving style as well as for the suitability for this track.
Betul, sampai itu saya suka saya ingatkan lagi, jangan lupa watch and win, anda berpeluang untuk menanggi hadiah menarik dari Marlboro Racing. Jangan lupa 3 step yang kita nyatakan sebentar tadi. Teruskan share, teruskan like, ajak kawan-kawan masuk dalam live stream ini, dan sama-sama kita cuba untuk dapatkan hadiah-hadiah menarik seperti mark eksklusif, lanyard dan juga t-shirt. So macam yang Victor katakan tadi, betul, untuk TCR ni adalah open setting. So masa ni lah mereka perlu ambil untuk mendapatkan setting yang paling, orang kata paling ngam untuk sebelum perlumbaan. So mereka ada 1 jam dan sekarang masuk minit ke 56 menuju ke minit 57. Ada berbaki lebih kurang 3 minit saja sebelum sesi qualifying ataupun sesi catatan masa.
Yeah, so again, car setup so important, because for one, it's going to all these cars here in the TCR, they have very different handling characteristics.
Yes.
So it's going to be very vital for you as a driver to modify those parameters to make sure that the car handles exactly the way that you want to. Because the more confidence you have in the handling of the car, the easier it is for you to not only set faster lap times, but also to be able to follow and battle with other drivers as well. If you can imagine that if you have a car that is a little bit squirrely, a little bit wild on the throttle, sometimes it's going to be very difficult for you to stay close to the rest of the pack, isn't it?
Indeed. So sekarang kita on board bersama dengan driver berpengalaman dalam dunia sebenar, iaitu Kifli Osman, dan juga driver yang orang kata pada season lepas mencatatkan satu keputusan yang memberangsangkan tetapi kurang menasib. Oh, di sini ada replay. Ada Ruben Wong. Agak wide di situ. Mungkin masih lagi mencari the optimum. Mananya maksimum grip yang ada untuk mendapatkan setting sebenar. Nampak dia masuk balik ke dalam pit untuk mendapatkan setting. Hanya berbaki kurang 2 minit saja lagi. Kifli Osman kembali ke dalam pit.
I mean, again, this is the only time you'll be allowed to get away with these kind of mistakes, right? So just take the opportunity, go off track as much as you can. Just find where that limit is. It's all about the limit, when it comes to motor racing.
Ni kita pula sekarang dengan driver muda itu yang memandu kereta nombor 9 itu Mika Hakimi yang memberi sangat sengit sepanjang 2 pusingan sebelum ni dengan Tengku Jan. So kalau pusingan pertama beliau agak kurang menasib, ada berlaku sedikit pelanggaran ataupun insiden pada pusingan terakhir, tetapi pada pusingan kedua beliau betul-betul stick ataupun melekat di belakang Tengku Jan sehingga tamatnya perlumbaan. Mereka tamat habis ngam-ngam, bumper to bumper. Itulah Mika Hakimi.
I mean, this kid, I've been seeing him for a very, very long time. He also knows, I've been following him for a while. But knowing his style, he's got a lot of work to catch up here, especially up against an absolute titan such as Tengku Jan. So one thing he can definitely hope for is to, maintain a consistent amount of performances here, both on this round and perhaps the next few, and hopefully be able to bring this championship to a close by the time we get to that final round.
Betul. So sekarang hampir saja menamatkan sesi latihan. Sekarang Tengku Jan masih lagi unggul di hadapan dengan 1 minit 35 bulan. Nampak sangat dibutuhkan untuk Izzaz 1 minit 35.86 sangat. William Ho 1 minit 38 dan juga Mika Hakimi 1 minit 36. Nampaknya buat masa ni sehingga sekarang masih lagi sampai-sampai belum dapat lagi menggugat masa dicatatkan Tengku Jan, di mana 2 pelumba saja mencatat 1 minit 35 itu Tengku Jan dan Tengku Izzat.
I mean, the target for most of these drivers here is to hit the low 136s, and of that list here, I could see, Rinaldi, Edo, Ayman Haziq, Ruben Wong, they've already got themselves up there, but it's all the other guys who are just outside of that boundary there. Bobby Farid, Wan Bi Koi, they're both in the 36, but in the high 36s, so they definitely need to try and improve a lot more so that they can, compete up in the top 10. We did see, Bobby Farid having a massive spin right here at this corner, and
Bos kita, One SOX TKR Racing Team Principal.
I think we should remember that this is a touring car racing, not drift racing at the moment. Again, leave the sliding for another time.
Betul, tamatlah sudah sesi pemanas badan atau sesi latihan untuk pusingan ketiga ini. Sekarang kita sudah memulakan sesi catatan masa ni dah. Lita kita sekarang ni, weather kita 19 darjah Celsius, humidity 78% dan agak cloudy dan windy sikit 19 km sejam.
I wonder which direction that wind is going to be blowing from, because that could make a big difference, between your braking points as well as the top speed you can reach on these straightaways. The wind does make a big difference though, so don't forget about that. But even the humidity itself, pretty high, even though the temperature is very low.
Betul, so ini ada cabaran pada setiap pelumba untuk mencari setting yang betul-betul sesuai dengan keadaan lita, permukaan dan juga cuaca.
So, in any case, I think the biggest thing that the drivers will be looking for this qualifying here is to see how much of the track they can really make use of during here. Because again, when it comes to qualifying, it's all about making full use of the entire width of this track here to maximize your entry as well as your exit speeds. And given that these touring cars are all front-wheel drive, so that means you're going to be very hard on the braking, but very early on the accelerator as well. You don't have to worry too much about the car sliding out, except for a couple of models. There's I did try out the Honda Civic, and that car seems to be a little bit more twitchy compared to the other TCR cars.
Betul, setiap kenderaan yang dipandu oleh peserta ini mempunyai karakter masing-masing. Ada yang agak liar, ada yang agak agresif, ada yang agak ada gear, ada okay, so masing-masing ada driving style masing-masing menggunakan kereta dengan karakter yang masing-masing. Seorang kita dapat saksikan beberapa pelumba sudah pun keluar daripada pit melakukan outlap, memanaskan tayar untuk mendapatkan suhu dan juga temperature yang optimum sebelum memulanya hot lap mereka dan terus mencatat masa. So kita dapat saksikan Tengku Jan sudah pun keluar daripada pit dan sekarang menuju ke seleku yang terakhir untuk memulakan hot lap dan Tengku Jan on-board bersama Tengku Jan sekarang menuju Untitled Racing.
Yeah, going down the beat cross straight is going to be full throttle all the way until you reach red gate. Now you want to hang on to the left-hand side here, just on the white line, so they can brake really hard, but not too much, because you want to carry as much momentum as you can through this first corner, because you're going to continue that momentum through the Hollywood corner, which is turn number 2, and all the way downhill to the Carina curve. It's going to be full throttle if you dare. Some people will have to lift off a little bit here if you're not too careful, but once you reach an old hairpin, it's going to be standing on the brakes just a little bit, but not too much. You got to make sure the exit coming out here is going to be just right, because you need all the acceleration you can as you go uphill all the way through Starkey's Bridge. Now coming up this point, you're going to be reaching out to McLean's. You have to straighten out your car, brake down hard, and then turn in just right in order to hit the good exit out of McLean's. Now coming up the cockpits, this is going to be uphill, so you don't have to brake as hard, but you have to turn in just nice to hit that first apex and then carry a lot of momentum through, because in Starkey Straight, you need to have a good exit in order to have your maximum speed coming up to the S's. Now the S's, this is going to be the most important point during the race, and there's very few braking references here, so drivers will have to just more or less guess their way through to figure out where exactly they want to stand the brakes on, turn in for the apex, and then make it through that chicane. Now coming through, this is going to be going towards Melbourne hairpin, a very critical corner. This is the slowest part of the track and a very sharp hairpin as well. So Tengku Jan takes the apex very nice and tidily, and as well gives him plenty of room on the outside in order to get a good acceleration out. Now it's going to be coming up to the final turn, Goddard, which is another hairpin, not as tight as the Melbourne hairpin. It's going to be a little bit of a wider radius, but Tengku Jan nails it just perfectly as it comes out on the exit, back on the straight and across the line. What is the time?
Tengku Jan terus 1 minit 30.617 saat. Wow, bukan masa terpantas beliau yang dia lakukan semasa sesi latihan, tapi still dia dapat tempat pertama. Waktu ni diikuti oleh Aiman Haziq 1 minit 37.453 dan Tengku Izan sekali lagi memintas Aiman Haziq terus pada tempat kedua dengan 1 minit 37.247. diikuti belakang Aiman Haziq ialah Mika Hakimi 1 minit 37 juga, Ruben Wong, Fred Ting 1 minit 38, Wan Likui, Ahmad Nabil, Arif Hidayat, Wang Jan. Apa pun baru 4 minit. Kita ada lagi 6 minit lebih lagi untuk menamatkan sesi qualify ni. Apakah mereka akan dapat memperbarui ataupun ada yang lebih pantas daripada Tengku Jan dan juga Tengku Izan?
Yeah, but don't forget, we still got another 5 to 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and because the track was very green when we started this qualifying with, so no doubt the track itself will still be kind of cold actually. Remember, it's still about 18 degrees Celsius out here on the track, so no doubt as the time goes on, as the track starts to warm up a little bit, as more rubber gets laid on, the times will start to shrink down, and that's when we'll start to see some of these guys challenge themselves to get into the low 36s or perhaps even the 35s.
Mungkin betul. Macam ini baru first hot lap mereka. So ada lagi beberapa lap mereka boleh melakukan. Sekarang kita on board pula dengan Bobby Farid. Itu kereta bernombor 65 dengan livery One SYX yang cantik ni. Kita live on board kita kamera dengan Bobby Farid kita. Macam mana kita dapat saksikan, adakah ini hot lap dia ataupun ini baru out lap beliau. So dalam pada itu Tengku Jan masih lagi cuba untuk memperbarui time dah. Bobby Farid ada 1 minit 36 tak salah dia. Kita tengok macam mana live time beliau. So ya, kita masih on board bersama Bobby Farid masih lagi kekal dalam lita, terus berada di dalam lita untuk mendapatkan masa yang terpantas. Dan di situ kita banyak William Ho 1 minit 36. Dah ramai dah catat 1 minit 36 sekarang ni. Ruben Wong dah naik tempat ketiga sekarang ni. Ruben Wong adalah rakan sepasukan kepada Tengku Jan dan juga Tengku Izan. Top 3 daripada TCR Racing.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising to see that. I mean, throughout the train practice as well, we did see the TCR Racing teams having a really good time as well. So it's no surprise to see that they're already leading the board here compared to everyone else. But the real question is, are they going to be able to hold on to that by the end of this? Because 136.2 That's probably the fastest we've seen so far. But 36.7, that's definitely beatable. And in fact, Reynaldi Edo just came across the line to set a 36.714. So that's 0.001 second faster than Teguh Izan.
Wow, ini baru sesi kelayakan, belum lagi kita saksikan di bawah pula. Sambil itu kita saksikan di bawah di tempat ke-15. Suka saya tengok tempat ke-15, ke-14, ke-20 pengalaman dalam dunia sebenar. Faris Fauzi dan juga Kifli Osman. Kifli Osman kedua mereka dapat orang kata memperbarui performance mereka daripada season pada round sebelum ni. Sekarang Faris Fauzi 1 minit 37, Kifli pun 1 minit 37, Zainul Hazim di situ. Zainul Hazim pemenang hit pertama round sebelum ini 1 minit 38, dan Bobby Farid juga mencetakkan masa 1 minit 38.69 saat.
Yeah, I just saw Ayman Haziq had like the fastest first sector as well as third sector, so no surprise he jumped himself all the way up the board now to second place, 136.187. That's going to be so competitive right now with Teguh Jan's time, so wonder whether or not he's going to be able to improve on that, because certainly that seems like the track is already warming up very, very well, and I think Ayman Haziq definitely might stand another chance here to go for the pole position if he can actually muster up enough speed at the end of this qualifying session. But in any case, right now with the rest of the grid here, let's see who else is also going to be on their fast laps. Faris Fazil coming through the SS right now so far. Oh, actually he's just gone across the line, so that's 139. He's still on his outlap at the moment. Is this going to be Freddie Ang right now? Still coming across the line, still a 137. Not quite fast enough to make it into the top 10, I'm afraid. But let's see, who else can we have on the board right now?
Jadi kita sekarang kata nombor 1 itu Freddie Ang. Freddie Ang baru saja melintas garisan penamat dengan mencetak masa 1 minit 36.880 saat. So menduduki tempat ke-6 sekarang ini di depan Jasper Wong dan juga William Ho. Jangan nampaknya Teguh Izan di tempat kedua sebentar tadi dah jatuh di tangga kelima, di mana kita pastikan Ayman Haziq, Ruben Wong, Reynaldi Ido berjaya memintas beliau sampai ke Teguh Jan masih lagi mencetak masa terpantas 1 minit 36.136 saat.
Ooh, Jasper Wong had like the fastest first sector, but unfortunately didn't quite make it enough in the last two. So it's only good enough for 8. Teguh Jan though, fastest sector 2, sector 3, still is putting himself up on the board there. 136.036. That's 1/10 faster than his previous time.
So nampaknya Teguh Jan memperbarui masa terpantas beliau 1 minit 36.036 saat. Masih lagi tiada siapa yang dapat minta sekarang kita live ataupun on board bersama dengan Mika Hakimi yang sedang sekarang currently memiliki tangga ketiga, itu kenderaan nombor 9 ni. Mika Hakimi memandu ada Duzov Racing Team. Masih lagi pesaing yang sangat rapat sebelum Teguh Jan. Adakah beliau akan mengulangi ataupun sama-sama naksikan antara beliau dan Teguh Jan, ataupun ada lagi yang akan dapat memintas ataupun fight dengan Teguh Jan?
It's going to be really disappointing if Mika is not going to be able to improve his time now. It's literally, we only have less than a minute left in this qualifying session, so it's literally going to be this lap or nothing at all here. So let's see who else is going to be coming across the line real soon. Still on board with Mika Hakimi as he comes through the SS. If you watch just put a best time of 137.464. That's good enough for 14th place, unfortunately, though. So still a long way to go if he wants to be able to beat the guys at the top of the field. Shukiran should be coming across the line real soon. That's going to be a 137.8. So that's still not quite a competitive time yet. We're seeing who else coming across the line now. Muhaimin, only 141. Ayman Haziq has not been able to set any fastest sectors here. Jasper Wong should be coming across the line soon, but still only a 138. Mika Hakimi, though, has the fastest third sector and matched himself up into third place. 136.5. That's a decent time there, I have to say.
Wow, itu dah tamatlah sudah sesi qualifying. Kita dapat saksikan Teguh Jan mencetakkan masa terpantas, dan ini dah grid permulaan, itu reverse grid untuk hit pertama 20 minit, iaitu dikutai oleh William Ho tempat pertama, Jasper Wong tempat kedua, Wan Lee Kui tempat ketiga, tempat keempat Freddie Ang, Teguh Izan tempat kelima, Reynaldi Ido tempat keenam, Ruben Wong 7, Mika Hakimi ke-8, Ayman Haziq 9, Teguh Jan ke-10, Kevin Desing 11 dan juga JJ ataupun Jazrin Jali tempat ke-12.
Yeah, so that's 12. Let's see who else is going to be from the 13th onwards. Okay, it's going to be Zainul Hazim in 13, Sukufi Wachdi in 14, Fred Ding in 15, Faris Fauzi in 16th place, from Shukiran in 17, Wong Jian is going to be taking 18th place, Kifli Osman in the next row there is taking 19th, Arif Hidayah in 20th, Norhiran Shuhadak is going to be in 21st, Yong Fumai is going to be 22nd, Mazdi Madini is going to be 23rd, and Bobby Farid is going to be on 24th.
So itu dah grid permulaan kita pada hari itu dah sampai ke last hairpin. Punya ramai dah sekarang ada Nohan Sodak Muhammad Seni dan nombor 25, Muhammad Tarmizi tempat ke 26, Muhammad Nabil Jeffrey tempat ke 27, Farus Fazil tempat ke nombor 8, Hisham Ahmad kita punya saudagar Kurta tempat ke 29, Muhammad Muhaimin 30, 31 Hanuzul Elizam dan juga Eddie Liu tempat ke 32.
Yep, that's our grid all stacked up and ready. We're on the line right now. Drivers are getting themselves set and psyched for the start right now. 30 seconds to go before lights out, and you can feel the tension in the air here for all our drivers.
Betul, kita dapat saksikan masing-masing masih lagi cuba mendapatkan setting yang terakhir sebelum berada di grid permulaan. Kita ada lagi 1 minit lebih untuk semua pelumba berada dalam grid dan bersedia, dan dalam pada bila-bila masa saja bila semua pelumba bersedia 5 ataupun 4 lampu merah akan dinyalakan dan kita akan terus berlumba di hit pertama pusingan ketiga ini.
32 drivers up on a grid. This is Donington Park here, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are going on. 5 lights to signal the start. They turn on.
Go!
And they're off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good start right now. William Ho still leading in front, but look at that. Coming around the middle there, it's going to be Wan Lee Koi. He manages to get himself up into the front there. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a tussle as we get into the first turn. Already someone's off the track. A couple of cars already out here. Who is it who's gone themselves out of the way while the rest of the drivers continue their way downhill through the trainer curves right now? It seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle going into that first turn, but it looks like the majority of the grid has managed to make it through unscathed. Rejoining the track right now is another of the Honda Civics, but right now Tetco number 10 is currently leading this race right now. Tetco Edzan, he is currently the front runner right now, leading the entire pack, having a massive distance right now, going towards that first, towards the whole hairpin. It's now going to be uphill from this point on. Number 98. That's going to be Wan Lee Koi right now. He managed to get a really good start, I have to say. Splitting a lot of the drivers at the start there. Managed to put himself in second place. But Mika Hakimi, he's right now hot on the heels of the third place car right now, and he is definitely trying his best to keep in line with the rest of the pack here, making sure he stays within the slipstream, because this straightaway here is going to be a very critical point here to make sure he's able to stay close here in order to try to battle with the rest.
Betul, kita saksikan beberapa insiden telah berlaku di selekor pertama ataupun even sebelum selekor pertama lagi melibatkan beberapa lomba, dan sekarang mereka masih lagi teruskan perlombaan tanpa safety car dikeluarkan, yang bermakna track masa sekarang kita ke nombor 29 iaitu Zulfikri Wajidi daripada Sidewinder Racing sekarang menduduki tangga ke-13, dan macam saya katakan tadi, macam kita lihat sebentar tadi, Tuku Izan daripada tangga ke-5 terus melompat ke tempat pertama, mengambil kesempatan yang ada untuk terus memintas beberapa pelomba yang berada di hadapan beliau, dan sekarang kita tempat ketiga itu Jasper Wong yang berada di hadapan Mika Hakimi sekarang, dan saya percaya Mika Hakimi akan terus pressure kepada Jasper dan memberi saingan yang sengit untuk melintas. Dan kita nak saksikan leader championship kita Tengku Jan sedang berada di tempat ke-7, dan poleman kita itu William Ho daripada nombor 1 jatuh terus ke nombor 8, Victor.
Yeah, he really had a really bad start there. So there was Ruben Wong who apparently crashed himself out on the first turn there. So very unfortunate there for Ruben. It's sad. It's always a sad thing to see someone get themselves knocked out in the first turn. But this was the other incident here. Madi Mardini has unfortunately spun out in that first turn, and that actually gave a bit of contact on the Faris. Yeah, so. Yeah.
Agak kurang nasib baik Faris itu Mas Dimandi cuba outbreaking kenderaan yang lain, tetapi saya nampak beliau memasuki di bahagian rumput di mana there is no grip there. So once you hit the grass, that's it. You will spun by your own. So dia terbabas dan melanggar sedikit Faris, dah tak kurang nasib baik di situ. Dan kita kembali ke pack di hadapan di chicane. Tengku Izan masih lagi mendahului agak selesa dengan 2.3 saat di hadapan Wan Lee Koi. Tempat ketiga masih lagi Jasper ni dah, Jasper Wong kenderaan nombor 596 daripada Tetco Racing ataupun URT Tetco Grey. Sambil itu Mika Hakimi masih lagi memberi saingan yang sengit pada Jasper, dan diikuti oleh Freddy Ang tempat ke seterusnya. Dan
yeah, that's Jasper trying to make a pass there on the outside, but Nika now takes the opportunity to find the gap on the inside. So it's going to be side by sides and come across the main straight right now, the Wheatcroft straight. But it looks like Jasper is able to get a bit of a better exit coming out of that turn, and now he's going to be in the perfect position now to attack for the first turn. He's going to be able to get second. Oh, it's elbows out. He literally pushed him way off there in order to get to second place. But Mika Hakimi follows right behind him. He's not giving up this battle yet. He's still keeping up alongside. Can he get past him? It looks like he is attempting to defend from behind as well, because a couple of cars are sensing an opportunity here. They smell the blood in the air.
Betul, nampaknya sedikit pelanggaran ataupun persaingan antara beberapa pelumba ini memberi satu kelebihan atau advantage kepada leader kita, Tengku Izan. Nampak tu, Tengku Izan berada jauh di hadapan. Sebab apa? 5 atau 6 kenderaan di belakang mereka sedang bersaing sama-sama hidup. Tengku Izan sangat selesa, masih lagi kekal di hadapan dengan kenderaan nombor 10.
Oh my God.
So he got the advantage. From what happened behind him.
That's why he's going to pray that Mika and Jasper continue battling a lot more so that he can extend that gap even further right now, because it's at 4.3 seconds. I mean, Izan is in control of this race, I gotta say.
Kalau kita ada onboard camera dengan dia, saya percaya he is smiling. He's smiling right now.
Maybe I wouldn't smile for that long though. It's still a long race to go. We're only 4 minutes into this race right now. Mika Hakimi, it looks like Jasper has dropped 4 places altogether. I wonder what happened there. So it's right now Mika Hakimi in second place, Freddie Ang in third, we in fourth right now, and Tengku Izan, well, not quite smiling, but definitely a very relaxed face, I got to say.
Yeah, focus. He still focus on his driving. So nampak dia ada blower kat tepi tu. So he keep his cool. So Tengku Izan daripada Zen Speed Techco Racing masih lagi mendahului perlumbaan dengan interval sebanyak 4.35 saat. Agak jauh di situ diikuti Mika Hakimi, berjaya memintas 2 ataupun 3 pelumba untuk berada di tempat kedua. Diikuti oleh Freddie Ang, William Ho dan juga Tengku Jan telah pun mendaki beberapa tingkat ataupun beberapa position daripada tempat ke-8 tadi. Sekarang Tengku Jan, Tengku Jan masih lagi mendaki untuk tangga ke-4 sekarang ni. Adakah Tengku Jan berjaya untuk mengejar adik beliau?
Well, I mean, he's certainly having the pace right now, I got to say though. So let's see whether or not he'll be able to climb up the rest though, because looking at the field from second place onwards, the interval between them is not too far away. So there's definitely a lot of slipstream to play around with, and Tengku Jan is definitely using that to his advantage here. But it's still only about 1.2 seconds away from Freddie Ang, so he's going to have to really catch up here in order to catch the top 3. So his work's not quite done yet, but again, this race is still a long way to go.
Betul, saya percaya Tengku Jan tidak akan mahu melibatkan diri dengan apa-apa insiden yang berlaku. Sebab apa? Untuk mengekalkan healthy point yang berada sekarang ni, beliau masih lagi unggul di hadapan dengan mata yang agak selesa, dan percaya beliau untuk mendapatkan lebih mata untuk kekal konsisten sampai itu. Sekarang kita live dengan Jasper Wong di tempat ke-6. Sikit saja lagi di belakang beliau, iaitu Aiman Haziq hampir saja melanggar Jasper Wong, tapi dapat untuk mengekalkan kedudukan dengan tidak ada apa-apa insiden yang berlaku. Sikit tu.
That's looking very, very close there for Aiman Haziq.
Wan Likui,
teammate of Mika Hakimi, but currently stuck in 7th place right now. So he's definitely trying to find a way to get past all this traffic. But look at that, weaving left and right, still not able to find the gap though. So
he trying very hard. So dengan masa baru saja mencecah hampir 7 minit, banyak lagi masa boleh mereka adakan. Sekarang kita dapat saksikan top 10 kita masih lagi Tengku Izan, Mika Hakimi, Freddie Ang ketiga, William Ho, Tengku Jan, Jasper Wong, Aiman Haziq dan juga Wan Likui. Tapi Kavida Singh juga tidak mahu ketinggalan, sedang pada tempat ke-10 sekarang ni, tak jauh di belakang Kavida Singh, yang seorang pelumba yang saya percaya mahu memberi saingan di front pack ini. Dan sekarang kita dengan Zainul Hazim di tangga ke-11 daripada ZHR Hyperboost.
Riding on the Honda Civic Type R, trying to chase the Audi RS3. Can we see him using the VR headset? Wow, this guy is really going for the real virtual reality here.
Kalau sebelum ni, dah 2 pusingan sebelum ni dia tidak menggunakan VR, tapi pada pusingan ketiga kita dapat saksikan Kevin Singh upgrade ataupun menukar cara pemanduan dengan menggunakan VR, mendapatkan real feeling dalam kereta. Sebenarnya saya best pernah menggunakan VR, memang feeling dia lain.
You get another big advantage compared to people who use a screen though, because you can actually get a bit of depth perception, so you can actually judge distances much more accurately with the VR headset compared to using a screen. So again, that's one of the reasons why you want to use a VR headset, but it's glad to see that someone's really taking advantage of that.
Ada beberapa pelumba yang menggunakan VR dalam season kali ini. Kita dapat salah satunya Kevin Singh, baru saja pelumba. Sekarang kita masih lagi Kevin Singh di tempat ke-11 atau 10 memintas untuk berada di tempat ke-9 sekarang ni. Sekarang masih lagi 285 dan Kevin Singh dan 50 Jazan Jali dengan kenderaan 81 daripada 1XOX TCR SRE juga tidak mahu ketinggalan, mahu bagi saingan yang menarik atau mahu mendapatkan position yang lebih baik sebelum feature race pada next day.
Jazan Jali right now still attempting to hold his own here. It's going to be car number 81 leading the Honda Civic. and blue right there, and he's braking hard coming to the first turn. You just got to make sure that you don't lose too much momentum coming out of here, because going down the downhill section is actually quite fast down here. Even though it's a bunch of curves here, you're still pedal to the metal for the most part through this sector here. So it's crucial to get the really good exit out here. But once you reach an old hairpin, this is where I think the Audi is going to have a lot more advantage, because the Honda Civic is about 10 horsepower less in terms of power. So it's going to have a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to these uphill sections. But once you come out to the straight there, that's when possibly Jasper is going to have to watch out in his rearview mirrors.
Sambil tu guys, suka saya ingatkan kepada semua viewers kita yang ada pada sekarang ni, jangan lupa like, share dan post hashtag yang dah dinyatakan sebentar ini untuk mengenai hadiah-hadiah yang menarik daripada Marble Racing. Anda mungkin akan butuh mengenai t-shirt eksklusif, mug eksklusif dan juga lanyard eksklusif seperti yang tertera di skrin anda sekarang ni. Kita live kembali dengan Wan Likui dan sekarang ni berada tempat ke-8 daripada pasukan LK1 Racing.
This is his own name on the team as well. So the driver owner right here. We've got a lot of driver owners actually here in this series, don't we? I mean, Bobby Farid as well, and then a whole lot of owners just basically racing together with their teams on this track.
Dan kita masih lagi dengan Aiman Haziq pula sekarang ni yang menduduki tangga ke-6, tengah fight dengan salah satu Tekko Racing team dengan 598 dipandu oleh Jasper Wong. Satu ketika berada tempat ketiga dan sekarang berada agak ke bawah sekarang ni. Apa dia dengan Jasper tempat ke-7 sekarang ni.
Yeah, Jasper had a really bad incident, I think, a few laps back. So, unfortunately, he's going to have to work really hard in order to try to regain some of that position. But hope you guys don't mind the background noise in the moment. It seems like they're celebrating something in the back here. While we see some racing here, Faris Fauzi managed to get past the Honda Civic over there. It looks like another Young Moon 5 making his way through as well. So that's going to be 2 positions lost there to that Honda Civic. I can't quite make out its number. Number 2, that's actually Ong Jian right now in that Honda Civic. Unfortunately, he's lost 2 places in one fell swoop.
Nampaknya Aiman Haziq dan juga berubah belakang beliau sudah mendapatkan satu gap di hadapannya. Menyaksikan mereka saling melintas sesama sendiri, memberi peluang kepada kenderaan di hadapan mereka atau pack di hadapan untuk menjarakkan diri lagi. Sambil itu Tengku Izan masih lagi unggul, masih lagi kekal di hadapan dengan menjarakkan diri sangat jauh. Ni dia Tengku Izan dengan tempat pertama daripada Zen Speed Tekko Racing, diikuti oleh Mika Hakimi cuba untuk mendapatkan ataupun kurangkan gap yang ada di Tengku Izan. Tengku Izan sudah berada tempat ketiga sekarang ni.
Right now, Tengku Jan is kind of, he's right now in the 3rd place. So Mika Hakimi is going to have to work his hardest right now to try to keep him behind, because as long as he does that, he's going to be able to eat away at the deficit he has when it comes to the championship. But if Tengku Jan gets past him, I'm afraid it's going to be a long way to go in this season here. Mika won't have any chance to fight back.
Betul, nampaknya Tengku Jan telah berada di belakang Mika Hakimi sekarang ni. Adakah boleh Tengku Jan berjaya untuk memintas atau merapatkan diri? Kita akan saksikan. Kita ada berbaki lebih kurang separuh daripada perlombaan sekarang ini. Dan sekarang kita live bersama Faris Fauzi. Ni dah Faris Fauzi, seorang siapa yang mengenali beliau juga adalah seorang pelumba dalam dunia sebenar, agak berpengalaman dalam dunia sebenar tapi agak baru dalam iRacing. Menyaksikan kebangkitan yang dilakukan daripada round pertama dan kedua, dan sekarang kita saksikan Faris Fauzi dapat memberi saingan yang menarik pada pelumba-pelumba yang agak senior dalam iRacing ni.
458. I wonder if that's a reference to a Ferrari car right there. But Faris right now is driving in a TCR here. Perhaps he's driving as fast as a Ferrari at this point right now, because he's desperate to try to keep a lot of those other guys right behind him there, especially that Honda Civic Type R.
Betul. So macam Victor dah memandu tadi, macam-macam karakter yang ada dalam TCR ini. Ada Honda, Audi, Hyundai. So masing-masing memiliki karakter masing-masing mengikut driving style masing-masing. Sekarang kita tempat kelima bersama dengan pelumba tempat kelima itu Aiman Haziq daripada Duzov Blue Steel Racing, teammate kepada Mika Hakimi sekarang ni, cuba untuk menghalang ataupun cuba untuk tidak bagi pelumba belakang beliau untuk mintas.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a team game right now, because as long as he stays behind there, he's going to create a huge gap between that and like second and third place. Third place right now being held by John, of course. But right now, Haziq is really being a bit of a roadblock right now for the rest of the
cool dia.
Yeah, he's looking very cool right now. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Just stay on track and keep everyone behind him.
So nampak tu depan dia lah Tengku Jan dah tak dapat menghalang Tengku Jan untuk mintas, tetapi beliau dapat menghalang pelumba seterusnya selainnya. Ni dia di belakang beliau ramai pack yang ada di belakang beliau. untuk cuba mintas ni. Sekarang kita bersama kenderaan nombor 29 ialah Zulfikri Wajdi daripada Sidewinder Racing, diikuti rapat oleh Tengku Jan. Adakah ini back marker ataupun kita tak pastikan. Sekarang Tengku Jan, apa dah jadi Tengku Jan ataupun Tengku Jan dah telah melakukan kesilapan ataupun Tengku Jan telah terbabas sebentar tadi. Untuk jatuh ni dah replay.
Here's a replay here
Ya,
with Tengku
apa
Jan.
yang berlaku dengan Tengku Jan? Secara tiba-tiba beliau berada di tangga ke-13.
Oh, a bit too much grass on the outside there, and that's a really bad spin. And it's a bit unfortunate because Elantras are tend to be more stable compared to the other cars here in TCR, but the grass has zero grip at all. You touch that a little bit, and it's going to be game over from that point on. So Tengku Jan, a very unfortunate mistake, has dropped himself all the way down to 14. But you know what this means? This is good news from Mika Hakimi, though.
Betul. Sayang sekali Tengku Jan, saya dah mendaki banyak position daripada tempat ke-8 ke-9, mendaki tangga ke-3, dan sekarang dengan sedikit kesilapan sebelum sebelum chicane tu terus jatuh ke bawah, terus ke tangga ke-13 dan ke tangga ke-14. Sekarang tengah fight pula dengan Zulfikri Wajdi, tengah cuba untuk mencari ruang yang ada untuk mendapatkan kembali position beliau di hadapan. Dan sekarang kita bersama dengan kita dengan 98 596 juga sedang, adakah itu Hyperboost ataupun Cavinder, Jasper Wong atau Cavinder tu belakang Hyperboost tu. Kita saksikan sekarang melalui seleko terakhir. Jasper Wong sekarang pada tempat ke-7 dengan kenderaan 596 daripada URT Tecco Grey.
Yeah, it's a very tight battle right now for 7th place. Jasper, though, unfortunately led a couple of guys through, but he seems to be a lot slower compared to the rest here, so his work is not quite done yet. He's probably going to have to defend for the rest of these sectors as we go downhill from this point on. But what I really want to watch out for is, especially once they get to that final sector, the two chicanes, the two hairpins, one behind the other, the Melbourne hairpin as well as the Goddard's for the final corner. Those are pretty much the best overtaking opportunities here for our guys. So it's definitely very important for them to stay as close as possible through these sectors so that they can set themselves up for an overtake by the time they get to the hairpins. Sano Hazim right now.
Another VR user.
Yeah, definitely getting the full VR experience right now here in iRacing.
Apa yang dimasukkan dengan VR ada visual reality, di mana macam mana anda tengok sekarang ni, beliau betul-betul berada dalam kereta dengan berada dalam dunia dia. Itulah VR. So macam mana kita bawa kereta sebenar, itulah view yang dia ada sekarang. Dia boleh toleh ke kiri dan ke kanan untuk dapatkan view yang menarik dan menyaksikan supaya tidak ada kenderaan yang memintas sebagai tepi, di belakang ataupun di hadapan beliau. Itulah kelebihan VR ni.
Yeah, again, there's going to be a bit of a side-by-side battle right now. Reynaldi Aldo trying to get past, but not quite being able to make it at the S's, though. He's going to have to try again at the Melbourne hairpin. Who's that in front there? He's going to try to get past. It's going to be another Hyundai Elantra. So it's two very equally matched cars here coming through the hairpin right now. It looks like a very good exit right now for Reynaldi, so he perhaps might have a good chance to try to make it past at Goddard's right now, but he's going to have to outbrake him. Unfortunately, it seems like he's blocked completely coming out of the final turn, but he managed to slip a little bit on the inside there, but unfortunately that's going to leave him on the outside for the next turn, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it on this lap.
Sedikit waving di situ daripada kenderaan nombor 95, cuba mendapatkan kembali ke posisi beliau. Ada kalau jaya tadi sedikit touch antara beliau dan juga 29 ya, Reynaldi dan juga Zulfikri. Nampak Reynaldi berjaya meminta Zulfikri untuk berada tempat ke-13 sekarang ni. Sedikit ketinggalan gitu. Dan Zulfikri mungkin sedikit hilang momentum selepas pelanggaran yang berlaku antara beliau dan juga Zulfikri. Zulfikri cuba untuk mempertahankan dia punya racing line, cuba bertahankan kedudukan tapi tidak berjaya. Nampaknya Reynaldi berjaya juga membuat helah untuk memintas Zulfikri sebentar tadi.
Yeah, I literally stunt corrected there. I thought he wasn't going to be able to make it this lap, but he just literally proved me wrong right live here.
But good control by both of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good control.
Good control and a very good feint as well from Reynaldi, because he definitely did not expect him to suddenly switch around to the inside there. So very good move there for our Indonesian driver. But again, side by side, Jasper Wong loses his 7th place. Elbows out of the S's, forcing one of the cars to go out through the gravel, but it looks like the Hyperboost car managed to rejoin, but he rejoins ahead having cut the course. Wonder if there's going to be penalties applied to him though, so he's going to be slowing down a little bit coming through Melbourne, going side by side together with Jasper, Kevin Singh right now.
Sedikit touch lagi.
Yeah, a bit of a touch and go there through the Melbourne hairpin, but it's going to be 3 wide right now coming through Goddard's and 4 wide even sometimes. But right now it's going to be the black car with the Tetco going up in front there. Car number 81 following closely behind. Kevin Singh right now dives straight into the pits though.
Adakah kerosakan berlaku antara kepada kereta Kevin Singh memaksa beliau untuk terus masuk pit untuk melakukan sedikit repair ataupun pembaikan untuk terus berlomba, dan sekarang kita dapat saksikan Tengku Izzan masih lagi berlomba di tempat pertama, Mika Hakimi kedua, tempat ketiga Freddy Ang, Aiman Haziq tempat keempat, William Ho tempat kelima, ke-6 Wan Lee Kui, Jasper Wang tempat ke-7, ke-8 Kevin Singh sekarang yang berada dalam pit, Zainul Hazim ke-9 dan JJ Jazrin Jali melengkapkan top 10 kita sekarang dengan Tengku Izzan dan kembali bersama dengan Jazrin Jali sekarang ni yang berada tempat ke-8 tengah berlomba sesama sendiri bersama dengan Zainul Hazim untuk merebut tempat ke-8 sekarang ni.
It's going to be a very tight battle here, I think. But Jasmine Jali right now having a decent gap though compared to the Honda Civic just behind him, so he seems to be a little bit safe coming through this sector here. But in the meantime, Zuki Wajdi, he's having a massive move there. I think that's going to be by Ranaldi Endo. Was it? It's a car. Yeah.
458 Faris Fauzi daripada Tekko newbies. Newbies.
Doesn't seem to be much of a newbie here, I gotta say. He's holding his own here, especially against some of the senior drivers that we have over here. Young Moonfire right now attempting to get a bit of a draft. This is, of course, the straightaway here. It's a very good place there to get a good draft out in order to try to make an overtake in the Melbourne. Mika Hakimi right now still in second place, still in his own, pretty much his own island right now. But that
white flag pasal pun dikibarkan ni bermakna inilah pusingan yang terakhir untuk menamatkan perlombaan hit pertama ni, di mana masih kekal unggul Tengku Izzan. Pada tempat pertama diikuti Mika Hakimi sekarang ni dah kembali dengan Tengku Izzan, dan Freddy Ang masih kekal tempat ketiga, tempat keempat Aiman Haziq dan juga William Ho, seterusnya Wang Lee Kui masih lagi cuba mendapatkan kedudukan terbaik ni. Tengku Jan yang satu ketika terus jatuh ke tempat ke-14, sekarang tengah fight kembali untuk mendapatkan poin yang berharga untuk kekal mendahului perlombaan championship. Sekarang bertempat ke-11 begitu.
It's all going to be about damage mitigation here for Tengku Jan. So as many positions as he can to make up, he's going to have to do it on this lap. The white flag's already out, meaning that this is the final lap. As soon as his brother gets across the line, it's going to be race over here for this round. But look at that, the pressure getting a little bit too much here for Fred Ding, and he's just basically slipped himself all the way out and just gave room there for Tengku Jan to take 10th place.
Ya, nampaknya Tengku Jan berjaya untuk bagi tekanan yang hebat sebentar tadi untuk terus mendapatkan tempat ke-10 sekarang ni, daripada Zulfikri tempat ke di belakang beliau dan di hadapan beliau masih lagi Fred Ting, dan sudah Tengku Izzan masih kekal tenang terus berhadapan. Masih tak senyum lagi. Masih lagi beberapa seleko untuk menamatkan perlombaan ni dah. Saya percaya Tengku Izzan menuju ke seleko terakhir untuk menamatkan. Punching the air, baru senyum.
Now only he's starting to celebrate, but he knows he's been leading this through and through, and coming through the final turn at Goddard's. It's going to be Tengku Izzan who comes across the line, hands in the air to take the win here in this round at Donington Park. Following across the line as well as Mika Hakimi to take second place, and who's going to be on third? It's probably going to be Freddy Ang right now as he comes across the line to take the checkered flag.
Dia dah senyum yang dia lebar yang dia daripada Tengku Izzan terus untuk menangi peluang pertama ini. Dan sekarang kita dengan Jazrin je tempat ke-8, dan seterusnya di belakang beliau nombor 54 itu juga telah menamat perlombaan, dan sekarang masing-masing itu melengkapkan. Tengku Jan berjaya juga melengkapkan top 10, berjaya mendapatkan mata yang berharga untuk race seterusnya, dan saya percaya kalau lepas ni Tengku Jan akan start di bahagian hadapan untuk feature race.
Yeah. And then coming across the line as well is Stukivi Wajdi, 15th place. Not too bad. That's literally right in the middle of the field there. There's still some decent points for them to haul in. But the rest of the grid right now, just going towards the final lines here, is going to be Jeffrey Khan to go ahead and take 21st place. Muhammad Haimin.
Agak senyap Muhaimin hari ni.
A bit quiet at the back there, but nevertheless, slow and steady still finishes the race here.
Betul, satu ketika Muhaimin juga pernah memberi saingan yang berada di keempat hadapan, tapi untuk season keempat ni agak senyap beliau. Sekarang untuk round hit pertama, round ketiga ni menamatkan perlombaan di bahagian belakang. So sekarang ini dah provisional result untuk hit pertama. Kita dah akan saksikan Tengku Jan, Mika Hakimi dan Freddy Ang melengkapkan top 3 sebelumnya hit feature race 11 ini. Ini dia result, provisional result TCR Round 3 Untitled League season keempat untuk hit pertama, Tengku Izzan berjaya mendapat tempat pertama, Mika Hakimi kedua, Friday Ang ketiga, Aiman Haziq empat, William Ho tempat kelima, Wan Lee Kui, Jasper Wong dan juga JJ tempat ke-8, Zainal Hazim ke-9 dan Tengku Jan melengkapkan top 10 kita.
Yeah, Fred Ting will be taking 11th place there. Still going to be 5 points for him, so still not bad at all. Rinaldi Edo in 12th place, Wong Jian in 13, Faris Fauzi in 14th place, Ricky Wachdi in 15, Dong Bun Fai in 16th place, Ari Hidayat in 17th, and 18th place goes to Norihan Suhadak.
Dan seterusnya tempat ke-19 iaitu Bobby Farid, tempat nombor 65, Muhammad Syukran 20, Ahmad Nabil tempat ke-21, 22 Muhammad Tarmizi Jeffrey tempat ke-23, Hairus Fazil 24, Muhammad Mohaimin 25, Kefli Osman 26, Kavilda Singh jatuh terus ke nombor 27 dan juga Eddie Liu melengkapkan 28 peserta kita hari ini.
Yeah, so that's going to be the end of our first heat here. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be right back later on for heat number 2. That's going to be
feature
the
race.
Feature race here. It's going to be a reverse grid again for the top 15, and still plenty of opportunities for overtaking and plenty of opportunities for racing.
So guys, jangan ke mana-mana, kita rehat sebentar. Lepas ni kita kembali dengan feature race yang saya percaya akan menyaksikan lebih menarik daripada heat pertama ini.
TCR dalam iRacing ni memang best lah. Memang dia punya realistik tu memang seakan-akan racing nombor betul lah.
Okey, satu pengalaman yang berbeza. Kereta yang top steer dia kuat, walaupun dalam real race pun chill race front wheel drive, tapi TCR ni memberikan satu pengalaman yang
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the XOX Unity League Season 4, and we're going to be back here with the second heat of this race at Donington Park. Heat number 1 has just ended, and Tengku Izzan has had a really, really smooth ride here today, didn't he?
Betul. So dapat kita saksikan satu race yang menarik dilakukan untuk Izzan. Dan sekarang ini dah poleman kita untuk heat kedua ataupun feature race. Zulfikri Wajiri daripada Side Wonder Racing tempat pertama, Faris Fauzi memula tempat kedua, Wong Jian tempat ketiga, Rinaldi Ido daripada Indonesia akan bermula dari petak keempat, petak kelima Fred Ting, Tengku Jan, petak keenam Zainal Hazim, ketujuh JJ ataupun Jarin Jali, tempat ke-8 9 Jasper Wong, petak ke-10 Wan Lee Kui, William Ho petak ke-11 dan petak ke-12 siapa tadi?
Teruskan. 13th place will be Freddie Ang, 14th place will be Mika Hakimi, Tengku Izzan, who won the first heat, is going to be starting in 15th place. Dong Bun Fai is going to be in 16th. Arif Hidayat is going to be in 17th. Norihan Suhada in 18th place. Bobby Farid will be in 19th. Muhammad Shukiran in 20th. Ahmad Nabil in 21st. Muhammad Tamizi in 22nd. Jeffrey JF in 23. And Faris Fadzil is going to be on the 24th spot.
Dan Ahmad Nabil akan bermula di tempat ke-21, Tarmizi tempat ke-22, Jeffrey tadi, Muhammad Mohaimin 25, Kefli Osman 26, 27 Kavinda Singh, Eddie Liu 28, Hanuzul Halizam tempat ke-29, 30 Mat Masdi Mardini, Ruben Wong bermula petak 31 dan juga Hisham Ahmad bermula petak itu. Race sudah pun dimulakan. Itu dah kita saksikan kenderaan nombor 2 cuba melakukan potongan di situ, adakah berjaya untuk terus kekal di hadapan sambil itu di bahagian dalam juga menyaksikan cuba untuk memintas
Yeah, it's trying to go all bad. Oh, another kerfuffle going on here. There's going to be another Tedco car all the way out. That's number 39, William Ho. Unfortunately, is ended up beached in the gravel right now, while the rest of the grid continues on downhill now. So let's see how it's going to be on the helicopter view here. Seems like they're just trying to tidy things up. They're still trying to go on single file as they come to his old hairpin. Going to have to brake a bit hard. And look at that, a good attempt there to take on the inside there for that black car, but another car on the outside trying to rejoin in, forcing a couple of cars to dodge out of the way, but it looks like Gifli Osman had to rejoin there. A little bit of a kerfuffle coming out the whole hairpin, but looks like he managed to get back in on the track.
Ya, kita dapat saksikan tadi Zulfikri Wajri tidak dapat melakukan start yang agak baik untuk terus berada depan, terpaksa dipintas oleh kenderaan yang berada di belakang beliau. Dan sekarang kita on board bersama Mika Hakimi tempat ke-8 dan juga Renaldi Eldo tempat ke-6 sekarang ni. Masih lagi siapa leading sekarang ni? Maafkan saya, Renaldi Eldo masih lagi tempat ke-6 dengan kenderaan 95 daripada Gayatri Sim Racing dari Indonesia. Race baru saja bermula di pusingan yang pertama, masih panjang lagi. Kalau pada hit pertama race ada 20 minit, tapi hit kedua ni ataupun feature race 25 minit perlu ditambahkan oleh setiap perlumbaan. Dan sekarang Fretting kata babas itu kenderaan nombor 81 dan masih kekal di hadapan Jazri Jali tempat ke-5, itu kenderaan 81 tadi. Dan sekarang masih kekal untuk terus cuba untuk memintas kenderaan nombor 12 itu Tengku Jan yang sekarang berada di tempat ke-4. Adakah Tengku Jan berjaya untuk berada di front pack ataupun berjaya untuk memintas tempat pertama? Kita saksikan pada penghujung Zulfikri masih lagi tempat kedua. Wong Jan berjaya untuk mendahului perlumbaan dengan interval yang agak rapat. Dan tempat kedua Zulfikri, Fretting tempat ketiga, Tengku Jan tempat ke-5, JJ tempat ke-5, Renaldi Ido tempat ke-6, Wan Likui dan juga Mika Hakimi. Sedikit fight antara side by side antara Fretting dan juga Tengku Jan di situ. Adakah berjaya? Tidak. Nampaknya cantik racecraft yang dilakukan oleh kedua-dua pelumba ini untuk terus kekal dalam perlumbaan. Dan Faris Fauzi yang berlumba yang agak depan tadi sekarang bertempat ke-9 dan juga Aiman Haziq dalam nombor 10 di situ, di mana sedikit mesej daripada race control incident involving car number 39 and 47 under investigation. Itu melibatkan insiden yang berlaku pada seleku pertama tadi.
Yeah, I think so. That might be the reason why William Ho got himself pushed out on that first turn there. Even before the first turn, actually, it seemed like he'd already spun out. So let's see what the result of the investigation will be after the race, though. But I've got to say, I'm really impressed by the fact that Tengku Jan has managed to make his way up to third, because now that's putting a huge distance between himself as well as Mika Hakimi. And right now, this is Mika who's having the most pressure, I have to say, at this stage here, given that he is second in the championship right now. But let's see what happens here. Rinaldi Aldo in the car number 95 having a good ride right now, having plenty of gap from the front and the back right now. So he's pretty much on a world of his own here as far as the racing is concerned. Tengku Izan trying his best to try to get past Aiman Haziq right now, but still no dice at all as they come through the Melbourne hairpin. But the final turn is still coming up, and I think Izan, sorry, is that Freddie Ang? Yeah, that's Freddie Ang right now. And number 1 attempting to get into the final turn as well. And unfortunately can't quite find the gap though. They're still stuck right behind Tengku Izan.
Betul, kita dapat saksikan atau masing-masing cuba untuk mendapatkan posisi yang terbaik. Flash high beam di situ belakang tu. Mungkin beliau cuba untuk minta tapi tak berjaya. Sekarang kita masih lagi dengan Freddy Ang, kenderaan nombor 1 di situ, berada tempat ke-11 sekarang ni daripada Zan Speed Tackle Racing. Masih kekal tangga ke-11, cuba untuk mendapatkan ruang ataupun mendapat satu pintasan daripada teammate beliau yang menjuarai pada hit pertama tadi, Tengku Izan, sekarang berada tempat ke-10 dan juga Aiman Haziq di hadapan mereka. Sedikit wide situ. Adakah
but Izan really trying hard here. He's trying to attack around the outside Mika Hakimi. This is going to be very crucial because he will have the advantage after this uphill section here. So Mika unfortunately not able to close the gap. Aiman Haziq, that's Aiman Haziq attempting to defend, but still Tengku Izan gets past. Freddie Ang also gets past. So Aiman Haziq loses 2 positions coming up towards the corner here and might lose a third, but he managed to cut off car number 45. That's Zainul Hazim right behind him right now. But man, that looks like it was a terrible ride there for Aiman Haziq.
Betul, nampaknya pressure diberikan, tekanan diberikan kepada Aiman Haziq, berjaya untuk kedua-dua mereka memintas dan sedikit kesilapan membawa pada hilang 2 posisi atau 3 posisi untuk terus berada di bahagian belakang. Dan sekarang kita dengan Zulfikri Wajri daripada Zaid Wandi Racing masih kekal di tangga ketiga. Dan sekarang Tengku Jan berjaya memintas. Tengku Jan terus berada di tempat kedua sekarang ni. Cuba sekarang untuk attack ataupun terus mengejar Wong Jian yang sedang mendahului perlombaan.
You know, the one thing as well, like with Aiman Haziq having lost 2 places there, that's going to leave Mika Hakimi a little bit exposed there, because Tengku Izan is definitely going to be able to attack him, but he managed to get past Wan Likui though, so that's putting up in 7th place. Still a long way to go before he's going to be able to catch up to Tengku Jan though, so that still remains to be seen.
Betul. So ini kita masih lagi dengan Zulfikri Wajidi. Saya percaya beliau mahukan podium finish ni setelah season yang sebelum ni kurang bernasib baik, dan saya percaya beliau nak melakukan yang terbaik untuk Sidewinder Racing. Kalau dulunya beliau kesorangan, tapi hari ini ada beberapa pelumba untuk berada dalam satu pasukan bersama beliau. Dan sekarang Won Jen telah pun dipintas. Apa dah jadi dengan Won Jen? Satu ketika selesa dia bagi hadapan agak dua kereta masuk ke bahagian rumput, dan sambil itu bisa kembali dengan Tengku Jan masih dapat kekal berada di hadapan bila dia potong sedikit touch di situ.
Yeah, a bit of a touch and go there, but a lot of positional changes going on in the midfield right now. I just saw Mika Hakimi drop a few places. He's down in 10th right now. Tengku Ezan right now in the battle, massive battle right now. Rinaldi Edo taking the inside line here. He's definitely got that move just done before the straightaway, but Edo still has a chance to try to fight back. He still has a slipstream, but right behind him is Freddie Ang as well, also from the Tedco Racing team. So it's basically two teams ganging up on this one little poor Hyundai Elantra right now, and Edo is just doing his absolute best right now, but looks like Edzan managed to get past Fred Ding as well. Will Freddie Ang be able to follow behind him? Yes, he does. He takes on the inside very aggressively, blocking off Edo at the same time as they come through Melbourne, and both Tedco cars come out ahead to take 5th and 6th place.
Wow, satu tag team yang menarik antara Tengku Izan dan juga Freddie Ang melakukan satu perancangan yang teliti.
A bit of a spin. Edo is out, I think.
Oh no. Zainul Hazim terlibat dalam pelanggaran seleko yang terakhir. Sebelum seleko terakhir melibatkan beberapa kereta lagi, beberapa pelumba yang terlibat itu. Kenderaan nombor 88 sekarang ni juga terlibat di situ. Banyak kenderaan telah jatuh ke bahagian belakang. Apa dah jadi? Siapa yang memulakan pelumba? Kita dapat saksikan salah satu kenderaan terlanggar di bahagian belakang dan terus berpusing melibatkan terus beramai lagi pelumba di bahagian belakang. Ini dia Renaldi Ido tengah fight dengan
switching around the side there, and a touch in the back there, and another slam in the back. That's several cars he just dove into there, unfortunately, and another hit on the front there. There's definitely going to be a lot of damage there for Edo, so he's definitely going to have to go into the pits for that.
Saya nak ganti Abe torpedo. Abe, kalau Abe dengar ni, saya curi sikit ayat Abe.
I hope he doesn't mind though. The action is here still pretty much heating up, ladies and gentlemen. 7.5 minutes into the 25-minute race, and already so many incidents they have to cover here. I really wonder whether or not we'll be having the full grid coming across the line by the end of this.
Betul, nampaknya kita dapat saksikan banyak insiden. Baru saja memasuki minit ke-7 telah berlakunya insiden-insiden yang nak kata menarik tu tak menarik, tapi banyak insiden yang melibatkan beberapa pelumba yang terus jatuh ke bahagian bawah. Sekarang JJ Tengku Izan cuba untuk mencari ruang untuk memintas JJ untuk mendapatkan tempat keempat. Wow, Tengku Izan daripada belakang sekarang berada di top 5. Peter,
he's really charging up the field right now. He still can't quite find the gap in this final turn right now, because JJ has basically got this corner on lock. But frankly, Ezan has been so impressive, throughout, not just in heat number 1, taking the first spot, but even here he's just showing off the amount of pace that he really has on hand here, especially during the race. So Jasrin Jali is going to have his work cut out right now, as he is still stuck behind car number 29, so he's going to see if he can try to keep himself ahead of Tengku Izan, hopefully by the end of this uphill section.
Betul, kita pastikan sekarang on board bersama Jazrin Jali. Walaupun kita nampak tenang, tapi kita tahu di bahagian dalam dia apa pressure yang sedang dia cuba untuk beri ruang untuk meminta Zulfikri di bahagian depan beliau yang berada tempat ketiga sekarang ni. Nampaknya defending yang baik dilakukan oleh Zulfikri untuk tidak memberi ruang yang mudah buat Jazrin Jali untuk memintas beliau. Nampaknya Jazrin Jali cuba ataupun perlu mencari jalan yang sedikit wide di situ daripada Zulfikri. Adakah sedikit pressure tekanan diberi oleh JJ membuatkan Zulfikri melakukan sedikit kesilapan ataupun wide di situ, sambil masih lagi sedikit ruang dibuka oleh Zulfikri memberi nampaknya berjaya juga Zulfikri untuk menutup ruang. Sedikit hilang momentum. Adakah berjaya JJ untuk memintas atau tidak?
Yeah, he's going to get past here. He's going to try outbreak, but look at that. Tengku Izan from behind takes it inside, going through Melbourne corner. He takes away the place that JJ has just gotten, and looks like Freddie Ang is going to be able to follow through as well, but he tucks himself right behind JJ's back. JJ's got his eyes on the rearview mirror right now. He knows that he's in trouble here. He might lose out a couple of positions here if he's not too careful. Tengku Izan right now leading in front of him. He's come to his right. Freddie Ang having the draft coming down the main straight. Is he going to be able to make a move by the time to get to that first turn? The Elantra swings to the left here. He's going to try around the outside, try to get a bit of a toe from his teammate, but it's not quite enough. JJ still has the inside, still able to tuck himself neatly just in front of Freddie Ang. Freddie Ang now tries to find a gap going through the next turn here. Hollywood corner, very much downhill, very much pedal to the metal. Can he make it past though? He turns in, leaves a little bit of space. They're still side by side to get along towards an old hairpin, but JJ loses the inside. He's going to be forced off of the track. Freddie Ang takes away 4th place.
Wow, nampaknya defending yang menarik dilakukan oleh JJ, tetapi dapat juga ruang Freddie Ang untuk masuki di bahagian dalam, memaksa JJ untuk keluar dari bahagian lethal, masuk ke bahagian rumput. Ya, kita tahu bahagian rumput tak ada grip terus. White di situ, dan sekarang Freddie Ang tempat keempat, Tengku Izan tempat ketiga.
Once you get side by side like that, you know, you got to watch out. You know, once you get
very high risk.
Very high risk. You know, if your opponent decides to not give you any space, that's it. You're going onto the grass and you're out. So a bit unfortunate for JJ. He tucks himself into 9th place. That's behind a train of cars right now. The good news for him though is there's plenty of slipstream to try to play around with, and he's still got 15 minutes left, or rather 14 minutes, I should say, to remain in this session.
Betul, nampaknya Zulfikri yang tadi kekal tempat ketiga, cuba untuk pertahankan kedudukan, tidak dapat juga untuk bertahan, terus jatuh ke tangga ke-6 selepas tekanan yang hebat diberi oleh JJ, Freddie Ang dan juga Tengku Izan. Sekarang Tengku Izan berada tempat ketiga, top 3. So sekiranya beliau dapat menamatkan tempat top 3 finish untuk feature race, adalah satu kedudukan yang baik untuk Tengku Izan untuk menambah poin dan terus merapatkan poin dengan abang beliau, iaitu Tengku Jan dan juga Mika Hakimi.
Mika right now. Sorry, number 5 here. Desreen Jali still in behind there. I think that's Aman Hazik right now, who is facing a bit of a challenge going to turn 1.
Izan sekarang nombor 2.
Oh, Izan's all the way second. I mean, oh my goodness, this guy really is just going to show himself to be the king of Donington Park right now, because it's only his brother left in the front. 6 seconds in intervals right now. I mean, Izan pretty much could just control the race here for his brother, or he could even try to contest him for the lead here. But man, what an impressive performance here by Tengku Izan. He started for 15th place, made his way to 2nd place by the time he reached the 12-minute mark. I mean, absolute insane pace that this driver from Zanspeed Tedco Racing has shown us here today.
So saya boleh katakan buat masa ni sehingga 12 minit perlumbaan, Tengku Izan adalah driver of the day.
Oh yeah.
Walaupun Tengku Jan sekarang mendahului perlumbaan, yang start daripada nombor 5 tadi, tapi Tengku Izan start way behind, nombor 15. Sekarang berjaya untuk fight, untuk memberi saingan yang menarik pada setiap pelumba, dan juga tag team beliau bersama dengan Freddie Ang sangat-sangat menarik. Perancangan yang teliti dilakukan kedua-dua pelumba dalam satu pasukan ini untuk terus mendaki, berada di tempat ketiga sekarang ini. Sambil itu Freddie Ang juga tidak ketinggalan berada tempat keempat. Di hadapan beliau ada Wong Jian, sekarang ini kena nombor 2, cuba untuk beri saingan pada Tengku Izan, tidak mahu memberi ruang ataupun tidak mahu memberi jarak yang selesa pada Tengku Izan. Daripada saya percaya Tengku Izan mesti nak kejar abang dia tu ke hadapan tu, dengan gap 6.5 saat sekarang ni.
6-second gap is going to be quite a mountain to climb, especially when you don't have traffic in between to provide you the slipstream. So it's going to be pure pace, you know, to see whether or not Izan is going to be able to catch up. But we'll still see. We'll still keep track of this. 12 more minutes to go right now. We're riding alongside with Mika Hakimi, who currently is tucked up behind Freddie Ang. He's got largest gap here, the deficits, try to make up if he wants to try to challenge Tengku Jan. But at this point right now, if he can just at least stay in that top 5 here, I think that's still going to be enough damage mitigation at least for this particular heat.
Okay guys, sambil itu jangan lupa guys untuk terus share, like dan follow page The Mabo Racing untuk menangi hadiah-hadiah yang menarik beserta dengan hashtag-hashtag yang telah diberlarikan sebentar tadi. Anda berpeluang untuk menangi mark eksklusif dari Mabo Racing, lanyard eksklusif dari Mabo Racing, dan juga t-shirt yang sangat menarik daripada Mabo Racing pada penghujung siaran ini. Guys, sambil itu untuk menangi hadiah grand prize pada penghujung season ini, anda juga boleh menangi dengan subscribe. Jangan lupa subscribe YNXYX punya SIM card atau SIM plan yang ada, dan juga syarat-syarat tertentu. Anda perlu nyatakan kenapa hadiah ini anda patut menang, dan insyaAllah anda berpeluang untuk menangi hadiah menarik bersama Mabo Racing Team, dan juga taxi ride daripada professional driver daripada Mabo Racing Team.
Wong Jian has dropped down all the way to 5th here, while Freddie Ang and Mika Hakimi has already got them past him. It seems like he's in trouble though, and might even drop further right now as Ayman Hazik is starting to get up onto his tail here. So Wong Jian right now being a bit of a rock right now, falling down the order here. I wonder if there's a problem right now with his car or something that seems to be making him go off the pace.
Betul. So kita sambil tu sebelum tu juga kita dapat saksikan mana Ruben Wong yang terlibat dalam pelanggaran pada heat pertama tu sekarang berada tempat ke-10, sedang mendaki satu persatu untuk berada dalam top 10. Ini dah JJ berada tempat ke-9. Oh, apa dia janji dengan JJ satu ketika fight tempat ke-5 dan ke-6, sekarang jatuh ke tangga ke-9. Zulfikri juga jatuh ke tangga ke-8 sekarang ni. Sampai tu kita dapat saksikan Hanuzul membaharui catatan beliau untuk berada tempat ke-14 sekarang ni. Dia JJ nombor 81 sedang memberi saingan yang hebat, memberi pressure ataupun tekanan kepada Zulfikri untuk melakukan kesilapan. Dekat Zulfikri berjaya mempertahankan kedudukan, berjaya untuk mempertahankan pressure yang diberi oleh JJ, masih lagi berjaya untuk kekal ke tangga ke-8 Zulfikri sampai di depan beliau adalah Wan Dikoi.
Bad news though for Zubri Wajdi is that now they're coming up to the straights, so it's going to be the best opportunity now for JJ to try to make a pass, and you can see very clearly from the onboard he has a lot more pace there compared to Zulfikri, so it might be just a matter of time right now as he go along trying to find a gap through the S's. Can't quite make it though, so he's going to tuck up right behind. Still another opportunity to come ahead in the hairpins though, but a lot of cars also tied up ahead, so I wonder if that's going to be a bit of an obstacle there for Zulfikri as he attempts to try to outbreak his rival that's right behind him. But so far so good. Seems like both of these cars are still keeping it nice and tidy through their lines here, coming through this final few turns. But JJ still trying to find the opportunity, still trying to find the gap in order to get past.
Tu sampai tu Wan Dikoi juga cuba untuk memintas Wong Jan di hadapan belakang mereka ini, tetapi tidak berjaya. Masih kekal Wong Jan tempat ke-6, Wan Dikoi tempat ke-7. Sambil tu kita dapat lihat Tengku Jan menjarakkan lagi kedudukan beliau di tangga pertama dengan jarak antara beliau dan juga tempat kedua itu Tengku Izan sebanyak 7.4 saat. Semakin jauh Tengku Jan dekat depan ni.
Yeah, he's extending that lead there, so I don't think Ezan's going to be able to catch him for the lead though.
Wow.
But nevertheless, being able to make up the second place is really good. Edo getting himself very, very nicely tucked into the inside, but unfortunately he's still side by side though, alongside Hanzul Ezam. Is that? Oh no, that's Norihan Suhada in the red car right now as they go side by side through turn 1, and looks like Edo has a lot more speed carrying through the red gate. And can he keep that speed going through Hollywood? Yes. He does. He keeps it. He closes the door in front and he takes away 16th place.
Wow, satu saingan yang menarik antara Hanuzul Elizam, Norihan Suhada dan juga Renaldi Ido. Masing-masing respect each other, masing-masing kekal dengan line masing-masing. Kedua-duanya memberikan satu pemanduan yang menarik untuk terus kekal dalam perubahan daripada sekarang. Renaldi Ido dari Indonesia, daripada Gayatri Sim Racing, terus dapat tempat ke-16 sekarang ini, dan Norihan Suhada terus kekal di tangga ke-17. Sampai itu Kifli Osman yang berada tempat ke-18 sekarang ini.
More impressive when you consider the fact that Rinaldi has a damaged car. You can still see his bodywork still a bit crumpled in the back there. So the fact that the aerodynamic deficit still in spite of that, still able to make the pass of Norihan is certainly something to be impressed by.
Sampai tu yang saya cakap Edilio juga yang memula di bahagian depan di petak kedua sementara tadi, sekarang jatuh di tangga ke-15. Sekarang ni mungkin pengalaman beliau dalam iRacing belum lagi dapat feel yang macam mana di bawah kita sebenar. Macam mana kita tahu Edilio seorang pemandu yang sangat baik, sangat experience dalam dunia sebenar, tapi agak baru dalam sim racing ni. Saya percaya beliau juga akan sampai ke tahap macam Tengku Jan sekarang ni. Tengku Jan juga mempunyai masalah yang sama sebelum ini, tapi sekarang tengoklah Tengku Jan leading the race. Dah 2 round menang, masih kekal di hadapan, menjarakkan diri sebanyak 7.4 saat. Dan sekarang di hadapan beliau adalah back marker. Dah jumpa back marker sekarang di Tengku Jan.
Yeah, he's going to be starting lapping people right now, isn't he? So this goes to show how dominant he has been so far in this race, hasn't it? But that's the thing about real-world drivers trying to jump into sim racing, because as a real driver, you tend to rely a lot more on sensations, the momentum of the car, how much feeling you get as you start to turn in, as when you brake. These are the kind of things that are missing when it comes to virtual racing, because you really only get feedback from the wheel. So that's a bit of an adjustment, that a lot of real drivers have to do. It's like the fact they don't feel the momentum, they don't feel the G-forces. It's very hard for them to judge the character of the car that way.
Betul, saya sendiri belum dapat membiasakan macam mana nak bawa sim racing ni. Boleh bawa tapi time slow lah. Tak macam diorang ni. So sekarang kita bersama dengan car number 555 Hanuzul Elizam daripada SRE Pico Bandits yang berada tempat ke-16 sekarang ni. Masih lagi fight dengan Renaldi Ido. Nampaknya Hanuzul Elizam berjaya untuk memintas Norihan Suhada ataupun Renaldi baru saja memintas Hanuzul. Ya, betul.
I think it's Edo getting past there, so that's already 2 positions made up here from Edo, and he's making good work there despite having spun out earlier on in this race here. So very good work there for an Indonesian driver.
Betul. So nampaknya Randy Ido juga dapat membarui catatan masa beliau ataupun position beliau untuk terus berada di hadapan Hamidul Elizam. Dan sekarang next man target adalah Eddie Liu yang bagi tempat ke-14. Faris Fauzi juga tidak mahu ketinggalan. Agak baik pemandangan beliau pada feature race ini untuk berada di tempat ke-13. Baru saja memintas Wong Jen untuk berada di tempat ke-14 sekarang ni, Faris Fauzi.
Still riding a lot of Edo's on. Look at that. Edo is so far away.
Apa dah jadi dengan Wong Jen?
He's got in the pits.
Apa dah jadi dengan Wong Jen? Adakah sedikit kesilapan dilakukan beliau ataupun kekurangan minyak terus membawa beliau ke dalam pit, nama makna Faris Fauzi terus berada di tempat ke-12, Zainul Hazin tempat ke-11, Muhammad Syukran di tempat ke-10, Ida Jeffrey Kon.
He's all smiles. He's so relaxed here.
Relaxed.
But for Wong Jen, it's so heartbreaking though. There's so many places he just lost there having to go into the pits. And I think at this stage here, it's either going to be trying to repair damage that's sustained during the race, or perhaps even
not enough fuel.
Not enough fuel.
Maybe.
I don't know when.
Maybe.
Might be a possibility, but I doubt so. But in any case, very, very heartbreaking. Wong Jen, he's lost at least 6 to 7 places there, as I can see from the tree.
Betul, inilah iRacing. iRacing ni bukan sekadar game. Dia macam race dunia sebenar. Setting itu penting, calculation fuel penting, cara pemanduan itu penting. Macam mana betul itu yang dikatakan sebelum ni. Kalau anda saksikan pada pusingan sebelum ni, kita interview Tengku Jan, inilah platform yang terbaik di mana yang mana boleh minat untuk berlumba. Kalau sebelum ni go-kart, sekarang dah sim racing. Dah berubah dah.
Yeah. So right now, riding along on board right now is Zainul Hazim. He's currently in 11th place. Tengku Ezan right now, pretty much on a world of his own here. I mean, with Freddie Ang behind him to help defend against Mika Hakimi, he has very little to worry about at this stage. For Mika though, he's still having a lot of trouble trying to get past Freddie Ang. He's been stuck behind him for several laps now, and still hasn't been able to find a gap to get through. And it's quite crucial for him to be able to get through, because third place will have a lot more points compared to fourth, that's for sure. And every single point is going to count, especially if he's trying to chase after Tengku Jan.
Betul. Kita mungkin dapat katakan dalam buat masa ni Tengku Jan susah untuk kita dekati. Dah pun 8.6 saat di hadapan Tengku Jan. Freddie Ang juga agak jauh depan. Mika Hakimi dan juga Aiman Haziq pun agak dekat. Ini mana fight di antara Freddie Ang, Mika Hakimi dan juga Aiman Haziq untuk merebut tempat ketiga sekarang ni. Podium finish.
Hakimi still trying to get the slipstream off here, but the thing is that if you don't have this huge differential in speed, it's going to be very difficult to make an overtake on this track here. Wan Li Gui right now having a good opportunity. He's very, very close to Aiman Haziq right now, and seems to have a bit of a draft now coming towards this hairpin here, Melbourne. And unfortunately can't quite find the insight here for against Aiman Haziq, but he's definitely close enough to try to perhaps make an attack once to get onto the main straight here. Let's see whether or not Wan Li Gui is going to be able to do that. Keeps himself nicely tucked in there. It's going to be all about the exits when it comes to the touring car racing here, especially with these front-wheel drive cars. You can step on the gas so early on. You basically want to step on it as quickly as you can.
Betul. So sekarang perlombaan pun hampir untuk menamatkan dan ditamatkan. Kurang 2 minit saja untuk ditamatkan. Tengku Jan masih lagi unggul di hadapan, masih lagi terus menjarakkan diri. Nampaknya Tengku Jan tidak mahu memandang belakang. Tidak ada lift off, tidak ada kekurangan speed, terus menjarakkan diri hampir 10 saat sekarang ni dengan Tengku Izan dan Freddie Ang tempat ketiga, Mika Hakimi tempat keempat. Sekarang ni fight antara Ahmad Nabil tempat nombor Kifli Osman dan juga nombor 78 itu Ahmad Nabil. Fight antara mereka di seleko terakhir, dan sekarang masuk minit ke 23 menuju ke minit 24. Sekarang ni Ahmad Nabil dan Kifli Osman perebutan dari tempat ke-16 dan ke-17. Masih lagi fight each other, masih lagi cuba untuk mendapatkan point ataupun cuba untuk mendapatkan mata yang terbaik untuk championship kita season keempat ini.
Kifli Osman is basically tucked in to make the racing line, but that's giving an opportunity for Nabil right now to try to get a draft as to go through the whole hairpin. But the thing is that he needs to be able to stay this close throughout the entirety of this lap here. So like right now we're only about 1 minute away, so we're going to be seeing white flags very, very soon. Freddie Ang though trying to defend. He unfortunately went a bit wide. Mika Hakimi finds the gap and he gets right through there. Freddie Ang, massive disaster for car number 1 because he's just let Mika Hakimi through. But wait a second, is he going to be able to fight back? Freddie Ang outbreaks Mika Hakimi in order to try to take back the place, keeping Mika Hakimi tucked in behind. But look at that, Mika still able to stay more or less alongside, but still needs to try again. But certainly that was a very tight situation.
Wow, nampaknya satu perancangan dilakukan oleh Freddy yang berjaya untuk kekal berada di tempat ketiga sekarang ini. Dia satu ketika beliau cuba defend bahagian dalam tapi dapat dipintas oleh Mika Hakimi. Tapi seleko terakhir beliau perlu dapat advantage di bahagian dalam untuk terus kekal tempat tiga. White flag sudah pun dikibarkan. Ini bermakna kita race dalam pusingan yang terakhir di mana Tengku Jan masih lagi tempat pertama Tengku Izan, tempat kedua Freddy Ang masih lagi fight dengan Mika Hakimi untuk perebutan final podium finish. Betul?
Yeah, it's going to be a race to the end here, and the thing is that it's not quite done yet for Freddy Ang. He still needs to defend. He's going to have to defend very, very hard. Mika Hakimi hot on his heels right now. One mistake here from the Tedco racing car, and it's going to be over for Freddy Ang here. Mika Hakimi still trying to find the gap here as they go uphill. This is going to be a very crucial section here because right next is going to be the straightaway, so the exit is going to be of absolute importance here. They now are true towards the DRS zone. They're trying to make their way towards the SS right now. Tengku Jan rounding up towards the final few corners, comes around to the Melbourne corner in order to try to win this race here. But really, the race is going on between Mika Hakimi and Freddy Ang right now. They are attempting. Mika Hakimi still attempting to try to get through, but still not close enough though. Still 0.3 seconds away from Freddy Ang all throughout. Tengku Jan rounds around the final corner. He's going to be taking the line, taking the checkered flag to win heat number 2 here at Donington Park. Coming up behind him is going to be Tengku Ezan, 10 seconds away before he takes a checkered flag. And looks like, there's a few back markers though, but look at that. Mika Hakimi still not able to get past Freddy Ang despite all of that effort. They're going to be coming across the line now. Tengku Ezan in second place, Freddy Ang in third, and Mika Hakimi in fourth.
Wow, dominasi daripada pasukan Tedco Racing tempat pertama, kedua dan ketiga. Nampaknya Tengku Izan terus mendominasi untuk TCR Championship ini, mendapatkan poin yang amat berharga. Fight daripada belakang terus pada depan, dapat mempengaruhi ataupun dapat orang kata balas balik apa yang terjadi pada hit pertama. Beliau terbabas, beliau juga hampir podium finish pada hit pertama tapi terbabas kesilapan, tapi beliau dapat balik position tempat pertama ni dalam feature race. Sambil itu di bahagian belakang masih lagi kekal, masih lagi berlumba, belum lagi menamatkan perlumbaan, masih lagi menuju ke seleko terakhir. Ni dah kita dengan Calvin De Singh sekarang di tempat ke-19. Di hadapan beliau adalah Arif Hidayat.
Yeah, a bit wide there from Arif Hidayat, but still able to tuck himself in front, so it looks like he's going to be up in 18th place. Kevin De Singh in 19th.
Wow.
Coming across the line as well. Oh, Jeffrey JF takes over to take 20th place right on the line there against Flyers Fadzil. So just in the nick of time there.
Wow, nampaknya sangat tahai, pintasan sangat tahai memberi kedudukan yang baik untuk beliau. Dan sekarang kita dengan Bobby Farid yang sekarang berada di tempat ke-23, berada di seleko terakhir untuk melamatkan perlumbaan kesorangan. Oh, Kifli Osman, apa terjadi pada beliau? Beliau keluar daripada saingan. Sebentar dia fight dengan siapa tadi tu, berada di hadapan sikit, tapi sekarang terkeluar dan Bobby Farid menamatkan tangga ke-23 sekarang ini.
That's going to be the end of this heat, and wow, I just got to say, massive kudos there to Tengku Ezan. You know, starting from 15th place, making all the way to second here, and bear in mind, you know, the touring car racing here is very tight and very competitive. So the fact that he's able to make up so many places in the first 12 minutes of this race, that's just so impressive.
So for me is Tengku Izan, man of the day.
Yeah, definitely, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. So ini dia result untuk feature race SIA Unity League season keempat, pusingan ketiga. Tengku Jan berjaya memenangi perlumbaan ini. Di tempat pertama Tengku Izan, adik pada Tengku Jan. Tempat kedua Freddy Ang. Tempat ketiga Mika Hakimi. Tempat keempat Aiman Haziq berpuas hati. Tempat kelima Wan Lee Kui. Tempat keenam JJ atau Jazrin Jali. Tempat ketujuh 8 Ruben Wong. Zulfikri Wajdi yang bermula di hadapan tadi menamatkan perlumbaan. Tempat ke-10 Zainul Hazim ke-10, Muhammad Syukran 11, Faris Fauzi 12, Eddie Liu 13, Hanuzul Elizam 14, Norihan Suhadak 15, Ahmad Nabil 16, Reynaldi Ido tempat 17 dan juga Arif Hidayat ke-18.
Yeah, and then going down the line here, I mean, yeah, it's going to be 19th place going to go to Kevin De Singh, 20th place to Jeffrey JF, a very close race of the line there against Fires Fadzil, but Jeffrey got it in first. Yongfun Munfai, will be in 22nd, Bobby Farid in 23rd, Kifli Othman, unfortunately went out earlier on in the race, so he takes 24th, Wong Jian as well, he's out and he managed to only finish 25th, William Ho 26th, Jasper Wong 27th, and Fred Ting 28th place there, so that should basically round out the results here, the provisional results, I gotta say, for TCR Round number 3.
Itu dia perlumbaan yang baru saya ditamatkan sebentar tadi, menyaksikan kedua adik-beradik Tengku Jan Lee dan juga Tengku Izan Lee mendominasi feature race pada pusingan ketiga ini.
So one wonders what's going to happen in the next few rounds, though. I mean, definitely for Zanspeed, Techco Racing, they're the big winners for this particular heat here, because having two cars in the podium positions, that's going to be a lot of points to go towards the team championship. But Blue Racing,
Budov.
Those are Blue Racing. They're still pretty much putting themselves up there. I mean, with both Ayman Haziq and Mika Hakimi finishing close to each other, that still is going to count quite well towards the team points. But definitely Tengku Jan, having won this race here, is just going to further extend his lead in the championship. And I wonder, what is it going to take really to take this legend down?
Betul lah, apa yang Victor katakan sebentar tadi, agak susah untuk menamatkan dominasi Tengku Jan, di mana sebelum ni juga 2 round pertama pun mendapat Tengku Jan mendominasi perlombaan. Hit pertama, feature race, sama juga hit ketiga ni. Beliau masih kekal konsisten untuk terus berhadapan dan menyaksikan beliau memungut mata maksimum untuk terus kekal untuk championship sehingga setakat round ketiga ni.
Yeah, that's right. So after seeing these couple of heats here, just got to say the racing here is just as exciting as expected it to be. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect coming into this year, but after having seen the races here, got to say I'm really, really, really impressed.
This is SOX Unity League.
Yeah, that's right.
So kita dapat saksikan apa yang menarik pada pusingan ketiga ni, racecraft di antara pelumba ni sangat bagus, sangat menarik sehingga tiada safety car dikeluarkan.
I know, right? That's
no
the
yellow
cleanest
flag,
race
no
so far.
safety car, no FCY. That is good. So ini menandakan setiap pelumba melakukan perlombaan yang menarik, perlombaan yang bagus untuk terus kekal, tidak ada pelanggaran yang tidak diingini berlaku, dan pelumba dapat terus bersaing sepanjang full 25 minit tanpa safety car. Itu yang bestnya.
Yeah, I mean they're learning already how to race properly.
Very good guys.
Good job.
You're doing good job. So itu yang kita nak, kita harap kekal sehingga tamatnya season keempat ini, supaya terus pelumba terus memberi saingan, cuba memandu secara baik, cuba terus kekal berlomba dalam full time, tak ada time azab katanya. Kalau ada safety car tu mungkin akan relax, hilang adrenalin. So bila tak ada safety car ni, terus all the way daripada start sampai habis. Kita dapat saksikan Tengku Jan memula daripada belakang, Tengku Izzan memula dari 15 terus dapat naik ke atas, dan tak mustahil ramai lagi pelumba boleh buat sedemikian.
And that's the thing, when you don't have interruptions like that, that's where you can start to see the really talented drivers be able to perform their absolute best. And that's why we're able to see drivers like Izan, perform so well, make so many overtakes. Jan as well, actually, in the first heat, he also made up a ton of places as well. Let's not forget about that. So again, it's really exciting to see this level of racing here. I mean, this is Southeast Asia. We still have very talented drivers here, in this region.
Betul, tak lupa juga pada bahagian belakang Renaldi Ido melakukan satu attacking ataupun driving yang sangat baik. Hanuzul juga baik. JJ pun memberi saingan sangat-sangat baik pada sepanjang features ini, dan juga ramai lagi pelumba. Zulfikri Wajdi kekal untuk cuba untuk mendapatkan top 3 position, tapi tidak dapat menahan driver-driver yang memberi tentangan atau memberi saingan yang sengit di belakang beliau, pressure, dan terus melakukan sedikit kesilapan terus dari belakang. Sampai itu jangan lupa guys, subscribe, kan terus dapatkan plan-plan yang terbaik daripada One SOX untuk anda terus dapat berkomunikasi dengan menarik, dan juga berpeluang untuk memenangi hadiah-hadiah menarik untuk grand final, grand prize kita daripada Mabo Racing nanti.
Yeah. So, but in any case, just like he said, make sure you guys follow and subscribe as well to this channel. Make sure you share it out. We want to see as many people to come and witness this kind of racing event here, because again, we're seeing some of the most talented, some of the legendary drivers too, in this series here. So it's definitely one you don't want to miss, especially if you're a real racing enthusiast.
Okay, kita telah bertamat feature race. Adakah kita berjaya untuk kontak beberapa pelumba untuk ditemu juga? Kita dapat saksikan, mungkin kita dapat tahu temu ramah dan tengok macam mana feeling beliau, macam mana dapat clean race sepanjang 25 minit ni, adakah berjaya atau tidak. Kita punya producer,
and I think we're still waiting
for kita masih lagi depan. Sambil itu kita dapat mungkin saya nak berterima kasih untuk jutaan terima kasih pada main sponsor kita untuk Unity League, Unity League iRacing season keempat. Dia main sponsor kita XOX, One SOX. Official partner kita adalah Mabo Racing dan juga Kyocera Printing, dikuasai oleh Trumpet, Command Production dan juga Pico. Media partner kita tak ketinggalan, iaitu Pit Stop TV. Siapa tak kenal Pit Stop TV kan?
Yeah. So in any case, we're still going to be waiting on that interview right now. I'm kind of really curious to hear from these drivers here, especially given that they have really good setups, direct drive and all that. Does it really make a factor when it comes to racing these long races here. I mean, 25 minutes long, especially when you got full force feedback, that can be very, very tiring, even though you're literally sitting at home, right?
Betul. Walaupun kita nampak macam mudah macam view kita bawah tadi, tapi saya sendiri telah cuba, Victor pun dah cuba tadi sepanjang hari. So bukan mudah untuk terus kekal laju, bukan mudah untuk terus kekal konsisten. Macam saya sendiri pengalaman dalam race sebenar, dia punya pressure, dia punya orang kata stress dia sama je.
Stress, yeah.
Sama je.
I mean, again, like there's maybe a few differences between like sim racing as well as real racing. You know, you don't get the same amount of forces, you don't get the same feel, but then you know the skills are still the same. You know, the racecraft still has to be 100%, and your focus has to be always there on the track all the time.
Betul, sambil kita menantikan adakah kita berjaya untuk contact drivers kita, adakah kita ada sesi interview bersama pemenang ataupun tidak, kita cuba dapatkan. Sambil itu, ni dah t-shirt eksklusif daripada Marlboro Racing. Jangan lupa guys, teruskan subscribe, teruskan share untuk dapatkan hadiah hari. Itu dah saya baru difahamkan kita mendapat bersama talian dengan sekali lagi bersama dengan Tengku Jan. Jom. Hai Tengku Jan.
Hai.
So, what a race. Start from 5th dan win the race again.
Ya, feature race, tapi race 1 tu masalah sikit, so saya rasa gopo sangat kan. Then one wheel off dekat chicane, habis, gone.
Silly mistake Jan.
Silly, betul-betul silly mistake. So time tu tengah nak push nak kejar Mika kat depan. Then basically pakai habis jalan lah, tapi dah terlebih pakai tu.
So ini menandakan Tengku Jan ada menjarakkan lagi kedudukan untuk championship point. Nanti kita akan update. So what's your feeling? Macam mana dapat kejar daripada belakang, dah bagi pressure pada driver di depan untuk melakukan mistake supaya dapat terus ke hadapan Jan?
Ya, saya tahu Donington ni memang susah sebab track dia flowing, and then track dia tak lebar kan. So memang susah lah nak race. So that's why saya pun fikir nak qualify first ke, nak qualify kat mana. Tapi first tu ada 5 points kan.
Yes.
Last kita ambil jugalah 5 points tu, and then fight to the finish lah. Lucky we had good pace. So I've been practicing the whole week. Kereta pun bagus. But yelah, race 1 tu silap lah. But yeah, still race 2 kita we won. So insyaAllah should add to the points for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I really want to ask is like, what are things in the coming races here? What do you think is going to be the most challenging for you and your team moving forward from here?
I think you've got to look at the big picture. So the big picture is of course the championship. So the key is to collect as much points as we can throughout the season. So we are already midway through. So it's important to basically stay in the race and of course try and keep it within top 5 to keep the momentum going forward.
So not really feeling any pressure from the other teams at the moment or any other drivers?
Pressure? Well, I think, I'm approaching this as a kind of fun activity for me, so I really enjoy it. I mean, iRacing after the latest update, I feel like I can drive my normal way now, and the times is showing. So I'm really enjoying it, and actually looking forward to finishing the season. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good race right to the last race.
So Jan, very consistent race so far. Selepas round ketiga, congratulations. Hopefully akan dapat lagi good position for next round.
Thank you.
Right, itu kita baru saja bertemu ramah bersama Tengku Jan. Dan sekarang, for me, the man of the day is Tengku Izan, sekarang berada di talian. So Izan, hi.
Hello.
Hello brother, how are you?
Selamat berbuka puasa.
Selamat berbuka puasa. So for me, you are man of the day for today.
Oh, man of the day.
Memang
ada luck sikit lah.
Ada luck sikit compared to previous round. So, what your feeling after betul-betul 2 race yang mencabar ni?
Agak penat sikit. Nanti ada basah sikit. Tapi overall actually the race went to plan. So yang pentingnya kita tak ada incident point. Heat, I think the first race memang tak ada apa insiden langsung. Second race pasal start dari FP15 kan. So yang tu agak challenge in lap 1, tapi lepas tu dapatkan satu gap, lepas tu one by one lah. I think patience kan, dia punya race pun lama sikit, so kita sabar sikit lah.
So kita dapat tengok macam mana you punya tag team dengan Freddy Ang, your teammate. So nampak menjadi apa plan sebenarnya daripada awal race tu sampai habis race tu. Korang dua melekat je.
Actually kau nak cakap yang benar actually Freddy ni saya paksa dia main malam ni.
Oh lama.
Dia schedule dia penuh. So dia tak practice langsung. Saya pun terkejut dia boleh keep up. So actually it was good. Dia boleh actually mana-mana pihak yang nak kejar saya, at least I ada buffer lah dengan Freddy. So Freddy memang okay lah, power lah. As a teammate he did a good job lah.
Do you think that kind of like dynamic you had with Freddie was really crucial in order for you to pull off a performance like this in this race?
Yes, I think Freddie played a very, very important part because we started actually nearly side by side, and on race 2, especially on race 2, he was following me. So when I overtook someone, he followed. And then after that, we managed to, control the pack. So I think that was the most important part for us to move forward lah. So yeah, kudos to Freddie Yang.
So from 15 to second position, apa lagi saya nak katakan? Congratulations Teguh Izan.
Yeah, thank you. Terima kasih.
So hopefully dapat good result lagi for next race.
Yeah. Hope so. Thank you very much.
Alright.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, saya difahamkan ada seorang lagi driver. Kita akan bertemu ramah. Kita bertalian dengan Freddy Ang. Hai Freddy. Adakah Freddy sudah bersedia di talian?
Oh, hi guys.
Hi. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good plan, good tag team dengan Teguh Izan. So from behind of the pack, dapatkan top 5. So what your feeling?
I mean, it's good. The whole race, I mean, even the race 1 and race 2, just trying to keep it clean. And then I knew that Izan second race at a faster pace, so I just let him by at the start and just follow him to the end. So everything went well.
So good for your team championship. And then basically kita baru dapat tahu you dipaksa untuk main hari ni.
Yeah, actually I didn't want to really play tonight, but
so it paid off. It's paid off.
Yeah, so Izan forced me, so I had to do something for him.
I mean, it just goes to show that the last minute practice still worked out very well for you, right? So I mean, when it comes to a track like this, like what do you think was kind of crucial for you and also for Izan in order to be able to keep such good pace? Because compared to the rest of the field, you guys were literally blazing past a lot of people, right?
Yeah, I think from the first race, what I found out was I was pushing quite hard at the start. So I think after about 5-10 minutes, the car started to drop off. So I knew that second race, I just had to take it easy. And we are coming way back. We're starting, I think, 15 and 13. So I just told myself that I just keep it cool and try to pass as cleanly as possible. And then, of course, at the end, it was a bit tricky having Mika right behind me.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, like I was commenting to Ezan earlier on that the dynamic between you as well as Ezan was quite critical, really, to success here in this race. So again, really congratulations for this result here. Very impressive drive.
Thank you so much.
Right, congratulations. Alright, kita ada lagi seorang pelumba untuk ditemu ramah, pelumba muda kita, Mika Hakimi. Adakah Mika ada talian sekarang ni?
Ada.
Hi Mika, how are you?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Good, very good. So, what a good race?
Okay lah, not bad. To me, a good race is a win, but today no win. I mean, it's still okay lah. I mean, if I felt like I couldn't, the Veloster, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the entire grid, the fast cars were all Elantra.
I noticed, I mean, even in practice as well, you were having trouble trying to keep the car in balance. Like, was there something about the Veloster itself that's a bit difficult for this track?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's I don't really know exactly what, for me and the team, the TCR is a very new thing to us. We're used to high downforce, stiff suspension cars. So this TCR is whole new world to us. So we're still understanding it. And I'm going to be honest, 6 races, we still don't understand it. And to me, I feel like the balance was absolutely, out of the 6 races, at Donington, the balance was the worst, by far. So to me, the Veloster, I could not, we tried everything in terms of driving, setup. It was so hard to keep the car balanced. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I think me and my teammate Ahmad Hazid, we both did very well to collect, good points. Because if the car is not really working in one weekend, but you still collect a lot of points and get podium, it's still it's still good. If a bad weekend is like P3, P4, it's still fine.
I mean, both of you still finished quite close to each other, so clearly, I mean, still gonna be plenty of races to go. So I think it's plenty of time to try to figure out all these issues, I expect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, this so far we look at the whole grid. We're like the only ones in the Veloster that's like like at the front of the grid. So we can tell that our car, we don't want to think of it as a disadvantage, even though the stats kind of pointed there. But I mean, we are working very hard to try to make sense of this car. And I mean, I got faith in my team's ability, and hopefully we understand it quite soon.
But still, walaupun struggle dalam seluruh perlombaan, sepanjang perlombaan, tapi still finish top 5. Not bad result.
We never give up.
Still good result. Still good result.
Still we rise.
So congratulations, Mika Hakimi dan juga tim.
Thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever you are given, you have to drive, right? So
yep.
And make the best of it, right?
That's good spirit.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you, Mika. Congratulations again.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you to you guys for hosting as well.
Thank you so much.
Just want to say hello, you commentators today. I didn't expect. So nice to see you guys on board. Yeah, thank you for all the effort, you guys. Not just you guys as commentators, but also the whole 1XOX Pico team for organizing such a good competition. I'm really proud to race here. So keep up the good work. It's great for the scene.
Thanks for the compliment.
Thank you very much.
InsyaAllah kita akan cuba perbaiki lagi apa yang kekurangan.
Baik. Alright, thank you.
Alright.
Okay, goodbye.
Tu dia, kita berkomen daripada driver top 5 kita. Semua positif, semuanya having fun. Walaupun struggle, still dapat finish dalam kedudukan yang terbaik dan semua berpuas hati untuk tamatkan perlombaan. So, adakah kita dapat pemenang untuk daily Marlboro Racing punya prizes ataupun kita masih menunggu? Sampai itu sekali lagi saya ingin untuk nyatakan terima kasih banyak-banyak pada tanpa mereka ni race ni takkan ada, live streaming takkan ada. Main sponsor kita XOX, 1XOX, official partner kita sepanjang season keempat ni, Marlboro Racing dan juga Kyocera Printing, dikuasakan oleh Trumpet, Commons Production dan juga Pico Racing. Media partner kita tak lupakan juga daripada Pit Stop TV.
Yeah, super thanks to all of our sponsors here. Making sure that we can run this. We've been running for 4 seasons now, haven't you guys? So, well done for you guys indeed.
Sekarang kita dah list siapa pemenang lenjak ni.
Yeah.
Ni dia list name top pemenang hadiah Wash and Win. Yang mudah tadi, setelah 3 step je dah berjaya punya t-shirt ni. Mana t-shirt?
T-shirt ni.
Daripada Marlboro Racing Team, t-shirt eksklusif daripada Marlboro Racing berjaya dimenangi oleh Arif Azni. Mark eksklusif dimenangi oleh Fik Champ dan juga lanyard yang saya pegang tadi tu dimenangi oleh Azhari Syari. So guys, 3 nama ni, Arif, Fik dan juga Azhari. Jangan lupa contact admin kita untuk tuntut hadiah-hadiah yang menarik ni. Tak contact, kita orang ambil.
Yeah, so make sure you contact your admins, make sure you're doing the PMs, otherwise you're not going to be able to get these.
Yep, ni dia mark yang eksklusif, yang sangat cantik, sangat menarik. T-shirt yang dipegang oleh Victor ni dan juga lanyard. Lanyard ni eksklusif guys. Tak ada jual di pasaran. Semua ada yang tak ada jual di pasaran. So anda yang memenangi dah sangat-sangat bertuah.
Yeah, very exclusive prizes here, ladies and gentlemen.
Pada yang tak berjaya memenangi pada hari ni, jangan lupa esok kita masih ada lagi. Dan juga ada lagi 3 pusingan lagi. Anda teruskan share, teruskan letak hashtag, teruskan usaha untuk dapatkan hadiah-hadiah menarik daripada Marlboro Racing dan tak lupa juga pada grand prize winner kita untuk memenangi hadiah-hadiah menarik juga daripada Marlboro Racing Team.
Yeah, super thanks to them for sponsoring this. I mean, again, it's without the efforts of all of these brands and sponsors here, we won't be able to bring this show to you guys here. So make sure you guys take part and give thanks to our sponsors and yeah.
Saya yang berpeluh.
Yeah, I'm sweating so hard right now. I mean, it was so much excitement, wasn't it?
Bukan sebab panas sangat, sejuk aircon, tapi dia sebagai race yang betul-betul mencabar, yang betul-betul baik daripada oleh pesaing-pesaing semua pelumba-pelumba kita hari ni. Menyaksikan kita sendiri yang sebagai komentator ni pun tak tuk diam. Kita pun beradrenalin, kita semua ada ni. Saya pun dah lama tak race kan, rasa macam alamak geram kan. So good race by semua pelumba kita ni. Jangan lupa guys, esok kita ada masih lagi satu lagi race untuk pusingan ketiga, iaitu Global Mazda Global MX-5 yang saya percaya akan ada lagi aksi-aksi menarik pada mereka ni.
Oh yeah, I mean we're talking about cars that are practically the same, not the same like TCR where you get to choose different cars. You got to use the same car, the same setup, all on the same track. So it's literally going to be your skills alone that would determine whether or not you'll be getting across the line first.
Betul. So guys, saya rasa itulah penghujung rancangan kita pada hari ini. Tahniah sekali lagi pada pemenang viewers kita 3 nama tadi. So jangan lupa teruskan share, teruskan letakkan hashtag-hashtag yang ada untuk dapatkan grand prize winner pada dia. So final word from Victor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so impressed, coming in. This is the first day coming in here. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow. You're going to be seeing a lot more action, a lot more thrills, a lot more spills, hopefully a lot more overtakes because it's going to be MX-5. But seriously, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Right, so daripada saya Faizal Alang, terima kasih banyak kerana view sepanjang live streaming ini, dan terima kasih juga kerana menyokong kami sepanjang pusingan keempat dan pusingan ketiga dan juga season keempat ini. Terus menyokong kami untuk dapatkan hadiah-hadiah menarik, dan terus juga menyokong untuk seterusnya ada 3 round lagi perlombaan, dan juga esok jangan lupa guys, jumpa. So lagi sekali daripada saya Faizal Alang dan juga Victor, bye bye.
Sorry for a bit of it.
Untuk jadi seorang driver yang nak sampai label tu, sebenarnya dia kena pandai baca data logger ataupun telemetri.
Terus itu tengah fighting for leading position, and then kena langgar dengan orang belakang, tak ada rezeki lah. So
dekat turn tu, sebab itu memang high risk punya turn lah. Tambah pula dengan first lap kan.
There's gonna be panic on the track right now, where Roy Charles is driving like mad, trying to defend, trying to close all avenue of play. Now we are at Yokohama Bridge. Roy Charles is trying to press the metal to the pedal. He wants to get away far and wide.
Of course lah, culture shock. Pasal saya datang daripada race room, masuk iRacing, macam dua dunia berbeza.
Nak kawal dia punya top curve dia tu, memang sampai dekat top dia tu je, memang ada sliding. Orang panggil apa yang top speed tu kan.
Kita menggunakan platform yang lebih serius, iaitu platform iRacing, dan obviously dia akan menarik minat orang yang lebih serius untuk berlumba di dalam platform yang lebih, atau orang tu lebih real lah.